today at lagalaxy.com. Stop by the Cosmos Club booth inside the Northwest Gates tonight.
Hi, my name is Ashley Cole, defender, England, London. 0. Cannot dance. I don't like to dance. So I just keep it simple. Side step, side to side. I'll say like a kind of fish things like octopus or this kind of thing. It's not strange, but I weren't kind of used to that growing up.
My favorite emoji is the guy with blonde hair, but you can change the color, the skin color now, and I changed him to brown, and it looks like me.
Maybe the winking one?
My favorite emoji is the little like devil, the blue like devil face. It's like.
My favourite emoji is the laughing crying face with the tears. I can't do the tears obviously, but it's like...
The conceited girl, the one goes like that. Like, hey. Is it like that or like that? It's like that.
Probably the dude with sunglasses. Can we see it? Guy with the little sunglasses on. He's just chilling. I don't know what he's doing behind those sunglasses.
You know the rock hand like that, and then face like that. And I do them like in sequence. You know what I'm saying?
Wink face. I can't even wink.
The smiling one with the tears.
The little thing face. The one's like.
The guy with his eyes wide open, just like that. Oh, the one with crying but laughing in the same time. Fire.
I don't know. The fire.
Emoji. The little monkey.
I try not to use emojis. Try to be above that.
I'm from Mexico City. I call Los Angeles my second home.
It is the Geo Show in Los Angeles.
This is LA.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's U.S. Open Cup match featuring the visiting La Máquina FC as they take on your LA Galaxy. And now the starting lineup for the visiting La Máquina FC. Midfielder, number 12.
From Stump Up Center in Carson, California, welcome to the 2016 Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup tonight. The LA Galaxy hosts La Máquina in fourth round action. Hello again and welcome. Joe Tutino here alongside Mark Rogandino. We're happy to have you aboard here this evening. For the Galaxy, tonight is their first match in this year's tournament. For Santa Ana-based La Máquina, they reached this level by getting by LA Wolves on June the 1st by a count of 2-0. Well, La Máquina is a member of the UPSL, and Mark, tonight, pretty much a battle of David versus Goliath, no?
I think there's no question this is a David versus Goliath matchup here tonight, Joe. And obviously we've seen that go one of two different ways over the course of any level of sport, and in particular in the world of soccer. But you know, I'm just interested to see what the Galaxy can do coming into this competition. There's so much talk about how serious does Bruce Arena and his staff take it, and I think getting into it early here, coming into the fourth round, of course, this is the time in the U.S. Open Cup when all the MLS teams start to step and dip their toes into U.S. Open Cup play. It is a David versus Goliath matchup, but as we've seen in the world of football, just about anything can happen when they do play the games.
How do you get yourself revved up, though, for a game like this? USL games, obviously Galaxy 2, competition is level. MLS games, of course, we know the competition is level there, but for a David-type team, how do you ramp up?
I think you take it two ways. First, when you're looking at the Galaxy, and in this case, the heavy favorite in this game.
Sure.
When we go through the lineup, you're going to see a lot of guys. You're not hearing Gio Dos Santos. You're not hearing Robbie Keane. You're not hearing Steven Gerrard. You're not even hearing Brian Rowe. And so it's going to be an opportunity for Bruce Arena not only to look to his depth within his 22-man roster for the senior team, but also the Galaxy signing a couple of players like Jack McBean to come up on short-term contracts from LA2 so they can get an opportunity. So those players, you have players like Rafael Garcia, Raul Mendiola, Oscar Sordo, David Romney. Those guys are trying to show Bruce Arena that they can be looked to and that they can step onto the field at a moment's notice later on in the season in big-time MLS games. This is their opportunity to perform tonight. So I think that in itself, Joe, should be enough for them to step out on the field from the opening whistle.
And those players you just mentioned mixed in with guys from the MLS side, like Alan Gordon, who has been the super sub for the MLS side, but he'll get the start tonight. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see what Alan Gordon can do because, as you know, covering this team on a day-in and day-out basis, he's had a little bit of a slow start to this season. Injuries, a random flu bug that kept him from going to Philadelphia a couple of weeks ago. So a guy that really needs to make the most of his minute. And as we return, we will observe the moment of silence for the tragic attack in Orlando just a couple of days ago.
Senseless act of violence. Thank you.
Moments away from the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. And Mark, obviously a somber moment there moments ago with the recognizing of the moment of silence for the folks that tragically lost their lives in Orlando.
Yeah, Joe, it's always important to keep perspective in mind, and certainly with some of the situations that happen, not just in Orlando, but recently around the globe. You have to step back for a moment and think how precious and how lucky life can be and how fortunate we are, and remember that while we want the Galaxy out there and to play well and have a good showing here tonight, there is bigger things to think about in today's day and age.
Absolutely. Sports is a diversion, and we hope that tonight we can help bring that diversion to you this evening with this particular match. Let's take a look at the visiting club.
Well, you look at La Máquina FC from not too far down the 405 freeway down there in Santa Ana in Orange County. This is a team composed of Mexican and U.S.-born players. A lot of them play soccer as their own hobby, and it's I would call it a semi-professional team there in the United Premier Soccer Leagues. These guys have regular day jobs, but yet they find a way, the passion, the love of the game, to get out there. And they'll come out in a 4-4-1-1. Edwin Barboa, he's the big guy, a guy that has experience playing down in Mexico for a number of different clubs, including Chivas of Guadalajara as well as Pachuca, a lot of loan spells along the way. But the 33-year-old striker is the guy that you have to keep your eyes on because he is the guy that has scored 4 goals in their 3 previous games, including the game winner in the 2-0 win you mentioned earlier against the LA Wolves. So Barboa is the guy that you're going to want to keep your eyes on. He's joined by Pineda up top, Orozco, Castro, and Castro, the 2 twins in the central midfield, Velasquez in the defense, Paniagua, Canales, Ramirez, Vasquez, and Luis Sosa, the 27-year-old goalkeeper at the back.
We talked a bit about it, but the Galaxy come out in their customary 4-4-2 formation and a lot of recognizable names.
A lot of recognizable names in particular, and guys like Alan Gordon, who we touched on. Jeff Laurentowicz will hold down the central part of the midfield. You got a great tandem at the central pairing defense, Leonardo, AJ De La Garza. But then you got some youngsters, Dave Romney at the left back, Oscar Sordo, the 21-year-old at the right back. You bring in Raul Mendiola, Emmanuel Boateng, the 22-year-old from Ghana. We know, Joe, he will be flying up and down the left side of the formation. And then I'm interested to see what Jose Villarreal can do, a guy that was so bright when he first came on back in 2012. Who could forget that very first MLS goal he scored up in Vancouver, I think it was, to ignite a 1-1 or 2-2 draw up in the David Beckham era. But just 22 years of age, and I think he's trying to show Bruce Arena that he should be included in the 18, especially when it goes down the stretch in this 2016 season.
Referee for tonight's game is Ramon Hernandez. Of course, Bruce Arena, the head coach of the Galaxy. Alejandro Uribe is the head coach for La Máquina. Galaxy in their customary blue and gold. Defending the goal to our left, attacking from left to right as we are about to get underway with this one. Alan Gordon standing over at center. He'll touch it off to Jose Villarreal. And we are underway here at StubHub Center. Laurentowicz. You'll find Oscar Sorto. That's another player right there, Mark, that we expect big things from in the not-too-distant future.
Yeah, now with his 4th year in the Galaxy organization, obviously a lot of time down with LA2, but looking to kind of take his game to the next level. And one other thing, Joe, I think we should mention, these early first few minutes are going to tell us a lot of how La Máquina can handle the nerves and calm themselves against a big-time MLS club.
And we saw there Boateng getting through 2 defenders, not the third. This will be a throw for the Galaxy.
A lot of the players from this smaller club down in Orange County had oohs and ahs when they came out from the tunnel and saw LA in their yellow warm-up tops already getting ready for the game, seeing a stadium, despite obviously not full on a Tuesday night here in Carson, California, but the fact that they saw the entire game day setup, I think that they were in a bit of awe.
Yeah, there was some rubbernecking going on. I had a chance to watch the warm-ups there. Obviously, the Galaxy go through their normal thing, whether it's the MLS side, Galaxy 2, or this mixed bunch. And La Máquina, they were stretching out, and I just noticed some players just stopping and observing the MLS team.
You can't really blame them.
No, not at all. This will be a throw here for the Galaxy. Sorto, he'll find Villarreal. In for Laurentowicz. Jeff Laurentowicz has been a nice find. I hate to say find for Bruce Arena, but addition to this club and what he's able to do for the Galaxy as the central midfielder, the holding midfielder, sometimes the number 6, depending on how Bruce wants to use him. Galaxy get their first corner of the evening. And here's where Villarreal could be very dangerous with that left foot of his. Not necessarily on goal, but putting the goalkeeper, sticking him in that 6-yard box. Here's the ball towards that 6 and pulled down by the keeper, Sosa.
Yeah, obviously for those watching this online, it's not too often in this day and age that you see a goalkeeper keep the pants on in the game, but that indeed is the case for Luis Sosa in goal for La Máquina.
Yeah, that is an older look. That's probably from my era.
That takes you back to the NASL days.
It does. It does.
Shep Messing would be proud.
Yes. A lot of that was indoors, though, Mark.
That's true.
I didn't know they still sold them.
With the pads in there.
Really?
Yeah, I watched him when he came out.
That is old school.
Yeah.
Boy, those things were so uncomfortable.
And at the other end, Clement Diop,
yeah.
A young French goalkeeper. I'm excited to see if he gets tested a little bit here tonight. Maybe in the early going, Galaxy maybe let off a little bit just because of the opponent out against them on the field tonight. We'll see if he makes a couple of saves. I thought in his comments, Joe, he was pretty direct about wanting to show the Galaxy senior team coaching staff what he can do here tonight.
I think he'll do well. I think he's really come into his own this season at Galaxy 2. He's been a goalkeeper that athletically does very good in terms of shot stopping, right? But coming off his line and positioning himself, that has been something that he's had to grow into, and he showed marked improvement so far this season.
Yeah, for those that saw him when he first came in, Diop was accustomed to making a lot of the ground saves using his feet. He would kick save a la a hockey goalkeeper. Yeah. But he had to learn that in order to keep possession and not give up dangerous rebounds in dangerous spots, you've got to go down, make the wide barrier, and get your hands on the ball and not just use your feet, which can get there sometimes quicker.
Villarreal finding Gordon here. Back out, Boateng. His cross down low and deflected out of play over the end line. Another corner kick here for the Galaxy. Well, looking dangerous in the early moments.
I like the start right here so far. It's all been in the attacking end. And the Galaxy will get their second corner here, but good ball in early there for Gordon to hold it up, draw in a couple of defenders, and then play it out into the space for Boateng.
Mendiola took a knock and thought he was fouled. Gave a look to the near side linesperson, but he seems to be all right. He's shaking it off.
I believe this is his first team appearance with the Galaxy this season.
Here's the ball into the area intended for Gordon. He wants a deflection. He'll get another corner here for the Galaxy. About 5 minutes in with Mark Rogandino, Joe Tutino. The two Italians in the booth. I just noticed that. Thank you for joining us here tonight at LAGalaxy.com. Villarreal again towards the spot just over the top of Romney. Leo got on the end of it but could not redirect towards goal. And cleared away. The captain of this club is A.J. De La Garza. He'll clear back the other way.
I think you saw really what the attack will come down to for the most of the part of the night here for La Máquina, and that's just counter-attacking chances. When the Galaxy are pressed forward, can they hold the ball, string together 2 or 3 passes, and get out on the break with numbers?
And weather the storm, right? I think that's the right approach if you're the severe underdog, right?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't too many years ago. Cal FC did some damage in this tournament. A club that was headed up by Eric Winalda, former U.S. player, along with Nick Webster, a former commentator at Fox. And, they found a way to go up to Providence Park and upset the Portland Timbers on a very similar type night, playing in the big stadium of the major club, not a full stadium, but out there. And as the game wore on, the pressure starts to build on the MLS club. Certainly that's what LA does not want here tonight.
Yeah, and at some point you look up at the scoreboard and you say, hey, you're still in it, right? You have a chance. Leonardo here for the Galaxy. He'll find Romney. Boateng. Here's Villarreal. He'll switch to the right side.
A little more withdrawn position so far here for Villarreal.
Yeah, getting back in, finding the play. Mendiola finds Gordo. Too much on that one. Good idea. Too much on the pass, though. Turns out to be a goal kick. Alan Gordon a bit slow to get up here. Stretched a bit on that one. Seems to be all right.
Yeah, I think Gordon wanted the ball a little earlier in toward the space. Mendiola looked him off for a second and then decided to zip one into that space. By then, I think Gordon had thought it was not on and really didn't continue his run. Part of the reason he probably couldn't get a good touch to it.
Mendiola here on the right side. He's left side dominant, so we should expect him to curl in a little more often, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Here's Mendiola, side of the area now for the Galaxy. He'll try to get the cross away, able to keep it in play. Boateng can't keep it in Galaxy possession for a moment. It's cleared back into midfield. Larentowicz. All the way back. This is where Diop is very comfortable. Most goalkeepers have a hard time coming out of their area and getting into the play, where Diop, as you were mentioning earlier, is very good with his feet and likes to get into the action.
He was the backbone of obviously a really good year in 2015 for LA2. I think he started 24 of their 28 games and was in for all their playoff games all the way up into their runner-up finish in the championship game. So he certainly has some pedigree.
Boateng back out. Romney. Larentowicz will restart this again. All the way back, Leonardo.
And I think, Joe, this is going to be the kind of patience you're going to see, especially until the Galaxy can finally get one here tonight. try and keep possession. Keep the La Máquina players chasing the ball. If you can put together 15, 17, 20 touches back and forth across the field, but not try and play that big ball as they did right there and turning over possession. Keep it on the ground. Keep it 10, 12-yard ball, zipping it around the field until you finally get that clear-cut opening where the ball is supposed to be played into somebody in a dangerous spot.
Now, I don't want to call this a teaching moment here tonight, but you're talking about being patient. I believe as a head coach, you're probably looking at that and saying, okay, how can my team be patient throughout the night, knowing that you're going to have 65, 70% of the ball,
if not more?
Yeah.
I'm sure that is something that was a big part of the talk before they came out on the field to get warm up a couple hours ago for this one, is that do not try and hurry and rush. You've got a full 90 minutes plus stoppage time to try and create opportunities, and the goals will come.
Here's Boateng again up the wing, gets away from a second defender, still on the ball, plays it through Villarreal to the back post for Gordon! And it just squeezes out of play. Goal kick. That was a little tic-tac-toe, although could not finish it.
Speaking of getting your opportunities, this was everything you wanted. Great work by Boateng here, and then he waits for the diagonal run for Villarreal, and you have to love it. Yes, Gordon's not there to finish off the chance, but I love it that Villarreal is looking onto the back post for the ball immediately instead of calling his own number and pulling the trigger. A good unselfish ball from the youngster.
We're still 0-0 here. The first good chance of the night happening just right there moments ago. La Máquina on possession as they get numbers into the offensive end for the first time tonight. They'll try to string a few passes together, going back and restarting. Not always a bad idea. Canales is the captain. He'll play it all the way back to his keeper. Here's Sosa.
Joe, the hard part for La Máquina is going to say, can you collectively commit enough numbers to go forward where you can create some opportunities, hold some possession around your attacking third? Because the minute it turns over, you've got Boateng with blazing speed, you got a good target in Alan Gordon up top, and guys underneath that can deliver dangerous balls. So how do you balance that? Getting numbers forward, but at the same time not leaving yourself vulnerable at the back.
Here's a good ball for Villarreal. Be a throw-in. Hey, see the biggest stars in MLS. 10 games for just $195. Become a 2016 season ticket member today at LAGalaxy.com. Mendiola tries to keep it in play and does, and pulled out of the air by Sosa.
Well, we've seen Sosa. You were talking about Clement Diop and his ability at the other end to come out off his line and play the ball in and around his area when a ball is chipped in. And you've seen Sosa twice, that one on the near post, the earlier chance coming in on a corner, in on the back post, really in the heart of the area. And he's done so pretty good so far.
Now, Mark, you know this as well as anybody, obviously, and maybe more than most people, because you played the goalkeeping position. Going into a match like this, when you have to be honest with yourself, you know you're outmatched, you know you're going to be very busy in goal, and you're going to have to stand on your head to give your team a chance. What's that like?
Oftentimes, those can be your best matches. I think probably back in my playing days, many years ago, sometimes it was a 3-0 match that probably could have been 9-0, where you had your best game, a 3-0 loss. So for Sosa here tonight, I think it's good that he's gotten a couple of touches on the ball early on. But yeah, he's going to have to stand on his head in between those pipes back there and come up with a gem here tonight to at least just keep his team in it into the second half.
Now, he's already been busy here this evening, but he's done well. A couple of chances he's had in terms of crosses. And those are the type of things that I think a goalkeeper likes, right? Get in on the cross, not necessarily a point-blank shot to make a save, but just get your touches on the ball, get a feel for the game.
Absolutely.
Villarreal now for the Galaxy. Trying to find Gordon again, a bit too long. Goal kick here for La Máquina. 13 minutes in, still 0-0 on this one. Best chance happened on the ball that came into Villarreal, who tried to find Gordon on the back post. I think he may have surprised Allen on that ball, right?
I agree. I think Allen thought he was going to have a chance to get to it, and all of a sudden Luis Sosa rises up inside the 6 and gets his gloves to it, and by the way, secured it. It'd be one thing just if he decided to punch it and further it on, maybe on toward the back post, but instead he did well to grasp it and not leave any rebound for a second chance opportunity for LA.
Here's Sorto. Villarreal able to run underneath this one. He does a good job to keep it in play. waiting for some help. He's got Mendiola trailing on the play. Laurentowicz making the run into the box. He'll go backside, intended for Boateng. This will be cleared out.
Joe, I know you have to vary your attack, but I think that those long balls bypassing the midfield, at least in the early going, should really be few and far between for LA.
I agree with you. Here they go on the right side. Velasquez, his cross into the area. Diop will pull it down. Only had one there in support, asking for the ball on the ground. I believe that was Castro making the run down the middle of the park.
And those are the two names you'll hear most often probably going forward in the build-up, if there is any, for La Máquina. That would be Rosendo Castro and Jose Castro, the two twins. I asked their coach before the game, Alejandro Uribe, I asked him, who do you play through? Do you play through the number 9 or through Barboa, your goal scorer up top? He said, no, everything goes through the two twins. They're the heart of our team.
Sorto with the overlapping run here. He'll play it back out. Mendiola puts it on his right foot, back to his left, or is it comfortable? Back through it comes. There's a shot by Villarreal, and he's found the back of the net off his chest. And the Galaxy take the 1-0 lead as we enter the 15th minute of the contest. One of those excuse me type goals, but hey, you're in the right place at the right time. And Jose Villarreal puts the Galaxy on the board.
The 22-year-old from not too far away, Inglewood, just as we close in on the first quarter of an hour behind us. Excellent ball in from Mendiola, and again, unselfish play from the Galaxy. Laurentowicz or Gordon could have easily tried to put a body to that. Instead, they let it run through onto the backside. And maybe not how you draw it up for Villarreal to finish it, but it counts the same all the way.
Right. Always, they all count as one, right?
Yep.
So the Galaxy on top 1-0 here, quarter hour in, and we continue. Victor Vasquez. He'll play into the Galaxy defense. De La Garza on the run here. AJ wearing the captain's armband here tonight. He's brought down by Borboa. This will be a foul and a free kick for LA.
Joe, as you know, these are the all-important moments for a club like La Máquina right here. They just gave up the first goal of the game. Now, how do they respond? Do they stick to their game plan? Do they stay connected to one another, especially with their line of 4 across the back? Or do they start taking chances all of a sudden because they've given up the first goal and really leave themselves exposed?
Good ball here by Mendiola for Villarreal. Closed down, though. Nice job defensively by Ricardo Ramirez. Yeah, we will find out here in the next couple of minutes, won't we? Garcia.
I will say this about their shape defensively. They are committed to having 2 lines of 4 out in front of Sosa and making sure that they stay in their spots and try and stay disciplined and organized defensively so far.
And I think that's a good strategy coming in.
Absolutely. It's on the Galaxy to break it down.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You come into the stadium, you say, okay, at the very least, we're going to make it difficult on these guys. Here come the Galaxy on the turnover. Gordon cannot find Boateng. A good defensive play there. Again, another collision here. This is going to be
this will change the game right here.
Red card to Rafa Garcia. Direct red. And now the Galaxy go a man down the rest of the way here. I'd like to see this one again.
Well, this certainly changes the landscape of the game in a hurry. Ramon Hernandez did not hesitate at all. Here's the tackle again. He does go, this will give you your best angle right here. Calling for a foul. I don't think he goes, oh, it's the 2-footed jump. You can't do that.
Over the ball.
Yeah, you cannot do that. And when you look at a replay, it validates the decision really by Ramon Hernandez. And you hate to say it, Joe, because right there, it's on Rafa Garcia's. It's on him to be disciplined. It comes moments after a tackle against Alan Gordon that maybe was questionable whether there should have been a whistle at the top of the 18. I think Garcia holding up his hands, wanting that call, and then a loose ball. He just recklessly goes in with the 2-footed tackle over the top of the ball like that. You're going to see a card every time, if not a red card every time when you come in like that.
Where the ball is on the field at the time,
right,
it doesn't warrant that type of play, right? You kind of say, okay, you didn't have to. You weren't emergency defending. You weren't in a situation where they were going to even get into a counterattack. It's 30 yards, whatever, 40 yards away from their goal, and you went over the top. It's unfortunate here, but now the Galaxy will have to deal with this the rest of the way and play a man down provided it doesn't equal up later on.
Yeah, and I think that, all of a sudden reality probably just sunk in as we saw Garcia heading back toward the tunnel. The fact that he knows he shouldn't have gone in a challenge like that. You mentioned the part of where the ball is on the field. I mean, really, if you think about it, there's no place for that tackle. Even if you are emergency defending, there's no place for that tackle anywhere on the field. So
it's unfortunate, but it happens. And now the Galaxy are down a man, and you're correct that the red card was warranted after we looked at the replay a couple of times.
And now you see Rosendo Castro, one of those two twin central midfielders for La Máquina we told you about. I think the good news is it looked on the replay, Joe, like the two-footed challenge did not have a direct contact coming down against Castro. So, and the fact that he's being helped off but walking off, starting to gain his strength back, to me indicates, I would imagine, we'll see him back out onto the field.
Now, he didn't get the full brunt of what that could have been.
And by the way, we should add, because Santa Ana is only about 45 minutes, an hour down the freeway, there's a pretty good contingency of fans of this club that have made their way up here, and for good reason. Your team gets an opportunity to play on a bigger stage like this. They usually play at a high school down in Huntington Beach, I believe, or Westminster down there. So they're getting an opportunity on a big stage here tonight, and all their friends and family are out here to see them do it.
This ball intended for Balboa, offside. This play continues right now. Both teams are a man down, pending the return, or maybe even a substitution. It looks like they're going to make a sub. It looks like Pinedo is about to come onto the field. Orlando Pinedo.
So really a somewhat of a crucial moment in the match for both teams. The Galaxy go down a man, but one of the pivotal players in the central midfield for La Máquina, it appears that his night is done after only about 17 and a half minutes.
And that's going to hurt them as well in terms of how they want to attack, keep their balance when they do have possession.
Funny, as Bruce Arena has told us in our meetings with him so many times, Alejandro Uribe, the head coach of La Máquina, said the same thing to me when I asked him about possible changes to look for in the second half. I'm sure you've heard this line many times. Well, the game will dictate what moves I make.
Yes, I agree with that. I have heard many times. Villarreal here for the Galaxy, the goal scorer, Mendiola. Nice ball here again. Boateng, he'll have a go at goal off the defender in front. In Paniagua and out of play. Corner kick, and here's the substitution as Pinedo will come onto the field. Yeah, those strategy type of conversations are not going to last long.
And I will say this, as LA gets ready for their fourth corner of the night, you never want to play down a man, but I think given the circumstances of this game, this will tell you about how far along some of these players have developed, how they're able to adjust tonight, playing down a man and still create attacking chances for LA.
Should not affect them too much, I imagine, the way this match is going right now. Here's the corner into the area. The header by Leonardo right on the keeper, Sosa, who makes the save and doesn't spill it. So good job on his part. You'll find Balboa into the Galaxy defense. Sorto does well. And then he swiped from behind, Sorto is. That's a foul and a yellow card.
Another look. Leonardo so big and strong inside the area. I mean, that's pretty much how any of his good chances throughout his career with MLS and the Galaxy have come.
Villarreal here as we continue. Comes ahead to Mendiola. He'll knock it back. Jose. He'll find Sorto as we continue. Mendiola trying to find a little space. He'll get the foul and a free kick. Hey, good Giants to tell you here. This is LA, the city of champions, first to 5 and second to none. Gerard Keane dos Santos and your LA Galaxy host the Colorado Rapids Wednesday, June 22nd, 7:30. The match presented by Herbalife Nutrition. Tickets on sale right now at lagalaxy.com.
Well, this is where you put the big bodies forward. Look for Alan Gordon.
So come in for Gordo. He might have been tripped up. We continue, maybe by his own player in Romney.
I was going to say, I think he got tripped by his own guy.
Foul against the Galaxy here.
Joe, going back to your read there a moment ago, I think the Galaxy have a little score to settle with Colorado.
Oh boy,
from,
yes they do.
From that defeat earlier in the year, Marco Papa late in stoppage time out there at Dick's Sporting Goods Park when it looked like LA was going to take a point and get out of Dodge, or Denver, as I should say.
Here's a good opportunity here. Velasquez for La Máquina. He'll get it into the 6 and it's smothered by Diop. Good run.
Yeah, he used some strength to get past the first challenge, got himself inside the 18, just couldn't deliver a dangerous ball. There was some numbers waiting in and around the 6. Diop falling on it on there in the near post.
You know, Mark, you're talking about Marco Papa's goal. He has been, there are a few Galaxy killers out there in Major League Soccer over the years, and he's been one of them in Chicago, in Seattle, and of course, obviously now in Colorado. He just has the Galaxy's number. If he doesn't score the goal, he's around the goal, you know, assisting. Vasquez. Sorto defending on the play. Gets a little help in the penalty area from Leonardo to go through on the cross. It's a good build-up here for La Máquina. They'll get their first corner of the night.
Well, Joe, I mentioned the fact that could La Máquina find the balance of keeping numbers back to defend and then being able to push numbers forward to create their own chances. Well, now with the man advantage, since the red card shown to Rafael Garcia in the 17th minute, straight red for the bad challenge, now all of a sudden they can afford to send a few more numbers forward because they have the odd numbers in the man advantage.
Build a little bit more confidence. Here's the corner into the area, trying to find there's a spot. It's deflected off of AJ De La Garza. Diop may have been obstructed, but no, says the referee. Be cleared back out. La Máquina on possession. Near side again. Vasquez. He'll go back. Paniagua. Go out the right side. Collected this time by Pineda. Good possession for La Máquina. Another ball into the area, headed away by De La Garza. Still, La Máquina on possession.
First real foray into the attacking third that they've been able to sustain possession here.
Canales is dispossessed and cleared by Romney, but again, the visitors on the ball. Vasquez. Good work here by Borboa, getting it back. He'll send towards goal and right on to Diop, and the first shot on goal for La Máquina here in the 26th minute.
Well, the leading goal scorer for La Máquina in Edwin Barboa is much like any good goal scorer, not afraid to take a shot from anywhere on the field. We've seen him a couple of times lift his chin and see if he could find where Diop is standing. That time well positioned for the Galaxy netminder and an easy save.
You were talking about a pre-game. We were talking about this team and identifying players. Here's one player, and Barboa has a little pedigree.
Absolutely. He began his career back in 2004 with Chivas of Guadalajara, playing for the big club down there. Limited appearances and a number of loan spells, but after 4 years there, went to Pachuca in a similar situation.
Another ball for Vasquez. Send across the top of the box. This is going to be kept alive here. Orozco. It's there by Romney. Back out it goes. The shot towards goal. It'll be out of play. Off the foot of Jose Castro, and another goal kick here. So they're buzzing around.
What it says, though, about Barboa for me is that now he's getting older, so not so much, but probably when he was in his mid-20s and into his late 20s, there was tremendous upside, tremendous potential for him, and that was the reason why big clubs and then loaned out to other clubs, they wanted to see if they could milk that, squeeze that lemon, and get that potential out of him. Obviously, I think he probably played for 9 different teams, 8 or 9 different teams down in Mexico. So it never really seemed to pan out the way he probably wanted to.
Another long ball into the Galaxy defense. De La Garza back to the goalkeeper. Comes loose, and they have evened it at a goal apiece. Barboa able to get on the loose ball. It is 1-1 here in the 28th minute. And this is something we talked about, Mark. This is one of those things. You send the ball forward, you get into a potential break beyond the defense, and you never know what could happen.
It was a dangerous ball back over the top, and when AJ De La Garza missed the chance to head it on the first hop, and then tried to have to slow and adjust his body to get down to it to try and hand it back to Diop, that was when he got in trouble. So look, dangerous ball, and as a forward, you're always going to press here, but when he couldn't get to it, and he had to go down and slow his body to try and head it back to Diop. That's when he got into trouble. And that's when, Joe, communication between your goalkeeper and your center backs is, he should have just said, away, away,
Right.
away.
I agree.
Don't even try and head that thing back and keep possession. Concede the corner and live to fight another day.
And Mark, you're so correct there. Looking at the replay on that header, it actually slowed the ball down and allowed for Boa to get on the end of it. It is 1-1 here. And we have ourselves a brand new game with the Galaxy a man down the rest of the way on the red card to Rafa Garcia. And certainly the visiting side is going to get more and more confident the longer this game goes this way.
And this just tells you how quickly a game can turn. 15 minutes in, 15 minutes and change. The Galaxy are up 1-0 on Villarreal's opening strike of the night. And all of a sudden, 90 seconds later, a red card to Garcia. And not long after that, the equalizer threw a mistake at the back.
One thing I will say right at this point that I'm starting to notice is the Galaxy are going to have to match the energy.
Yeah.
Because they're going to give everything they have out there. Villarreal trying to find Boateng. Good ball here. Not a good touch by Boateng, but a nice play by Villarreal playing it in.
And I don't know if it's because of Tuesday night and Galaxy fans had other plans here tonight, but I will say there was a pretty loud eruption of La Máquina fans when they put that equalizer into the back of the net. I'm going to say it's probably 2/3 or 3/4 fans from down in Santa Ana coming to see their team here tonight.
They're pretty proud of their team. Obviously a big moment. But yes, we would certainly like to see more Galaxy fans here at StubHub Center. We appreciate you watching us at LAGalaxy.com tonight.
Absolutely.
Here's Lorenowitz. See how the Galaxy respond now. La Máquina back into their shell, as they should. Gordon. He'll find Villarreal. Boateng back out for Gordo. I thought that ball should have gone left instead of to Boateng, in my opinion. And La Máquina comes out with possession. Back to the goalkeeper, Sosa.
And all of a sudden, because of the equalizer and the way the game has changed here, you can see the confidence for the La Máquina players on the ball. Now they're willing to take the ball with guys around them in tighter space and see if they can operate and quickly get out of said space.
Now, how important is it for the Galaxy not to get dragged into the type of game La Máquina wants to play?
Very important, Joe. They've got to stick to their game plan, stick to controlling the tempo of this game, stick to controlling the possession meter in this game, and their chances will come. Because of the skill differential between the two teams, you're still going to be able to hold the ball and still, if you move the ball quickly around this surface here at the StubHub Center, you're still going to get plenty of chances on the night.
Just don't take them for granted, right?
And just play smart.
Yeah.
You know, don't play the ball in a space where it doesn't need to go. Don't try and take one or two guys on and give it up in a bad spot on the field.
Here's Diop finding it. AJ De La Garza. They'll build from the back here. 32 minutes in with Mark Rogandino, Joe Tutino. Glad to have you aboard here at LAGalaxy.com. The Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. We enter the fourth round where the Galaxy are home against La Máquina from Santa Ana. And we are 1-1. Sorto. Good slide tackle defensively there.
You've seen Sorto get up this right side from his right back spot, and I think that'll be another area the Galaxy will have to use now that they're down a man, is letting the outside backs, Romney on one side, Sorto on the other, get a little more into the attack.
Little miscommunication there between Mendiola and Villarreal, and out comes La Máquina with possession. Velasquez. Off to play it back. Mendiola steps in front. Good work. Getting the ball back defensively there. This ball, Pineda. He'll play back defensively. Paniagua all the way back to the keeper now, Sosa. They've settled in a bit. Spacing the field a bit, knocking it around. They've gone touchline to touchline now, building out of the back.
I was just going to say, excellent stretch right here. This is probably about their 11th or 12th touch in a row where they moved it all the way back through their keeper, switched the side of the field 2 times.
Here's Velasquez. Into central. Canales. Back out, Jose Castro. He'll play right side here. Good build up here for La Máquina. Cleared out by Romney. Laurentowicz to settle.
And that's the veteran leadership from Laurentowicz right there. Probably a younger player, looks really quickly to play up top and get it into the feet of Alan Gordon up top. Laurentowicz looking to play short, keep the possession, get collective as a group of 10 out there, and now start to work the ball back up the field.
They'll have to go back to Diop here. Not being challenged, he'll be able to take that closer to the top of his area if he wants to. Pineda is close. He'll knock into midfield. Second ball, Mendiola. Sorto will go back defensively, under pressure again. The game has changed a bit here, Mark. The Galaxy are going to have to figure out a way to unlock this pressure.
Everyone has to work that little extra bit harder. You don't have that extra man to cover whatever space is 10, 12 yards away from you. You know, you have to make that extra diagonal run. You have to bust it to get back goal side defensively when the ball turns over in the middle of the field. It's just that extra. You talked about energy and matching it for this team from down in Santa Ana. And that's what the Galaxy are going to have to do here tonight now that they're down a man.
Here's Boateng. He'll find Gordon, who's checking all the way back to find the game. Leonardo. Villarreal this time for the Galaxy. Again, he'll wheel it around. De La Garza. It's away from one defender. Still on possession is AJ. Laurentowicz. He'll come back out. Villarreal once again. Watch there by Castro.
I think when you get into the attacking third, too, that's when you want guys like Villarreal, Mendiola, Boateng, even Gordon at times. You want them to take some chances when you get into the attacking third.
Here's Mendiola. He'll get that ball into the area towards the spot, cleared out. Castro will send it to midfield. Sordo. Will come ahead, Jose. Looking around, trying to find a man in blue. He finds Gordon. Bit slower, the Galaxy right now, don't you think, knocking this ball around?
Well, I'd like to see Alan Gordon pinned on the last defender when they get the ball in this part of the field. He keeps checking back into the central midfield to try and find a touch to be more of a pivot point, but I think in order to stretch their defense, you got to keep him on the last defender.
Mendiola's attempted cross blocked and out of play, corner kick. Hey, Cosmo Club packs are on sale now. Each of Cosmo Club members receive an exclusive jersey bag, LA Galaxy tickets, Cosmo bobblehead, and much more. These goodie bags are selling out fast, so order yours today online, lagalaxy.com/foundation store. Here's Mendiola on the corner. Plays it in towards the spot. Gordo knocks it down in front. Laurentowicz can't get on the end of it. It is cleared. Mendiola will have to play it. He'll get the corner. Good work there by Raul.
Well, this should be corner number 6 by my count. And the Galaxy, this is a perfect opportunity, Joe, to take advantage. Especially, I think Alan Gordon can win any ball against any of their guys out there if he wants it.
Mendiola once again. He'll go a little short. Laurentowicz can't get on the end of it. It's knocked towards the other end line. Another corner kick here. This time Jose Villarreal will trot on over to take it. I agree with you regarding Gordon. He should win every ball in the air there.
Between the three, Leonardo, Alan Gordon, and Romney, you've got 3 really big bodies, and La Máquina does not have enough bodies to cover those 3.
Villarreal knocks it back in, intended for Gordo. Can't get on the end of this one. It'll come out. Mendiola to keep it alive. Will it be a throw in Galaxy? No. Throw-in goes the other way. We enter the 38th minute, tied at 1. Barboa for La Máquina. Villarreal for the Galaxy.
For those at home that are watching and wondering about the uniforms for La Máquina, obviously translates to the machine in English. They model themselves after Cruz Azul when they became a club about 4 or 5 years ago. So you can see the color scheme is very similar to the Cementeros down in Mexico.
Nice simple look though.
Yep.
You know, they didn't go nuts on their design, which is good. Long throw here towards midfield, knocked away by Sordo. Mendiola able to run onto it. It'll come out to Gordon. This will be a foul. No, a foul against Jose Villarreal.
Wow, that was mystified me a little bit.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be the tackle there from Jose Castro, the number 16, coming in on Villarreal a little bit late.
And we continue here. Paniagua. Watched there by Villarreal, forced back to the goalkeeper Sosa. Here's Canales. In a bit of trouble right now as the Galaxy press. Forcing it back to the keeper once again. They'll try to switch it and actually bombs it into midfield instead. AJ does well to win this one. It'll be knocked back by Mendiola. Sorto runs onto it.
I know Bruce will probably want the Galaxy and his guys to pick and choose their chances, but I think when they get that far up on the field, I wouldn't be surprised to see a little more high pressure at times, and only because you can see every now and then La Máquina is prone to a mistake, prone to a bad touch, prone to a bad ball out of the back, and those might be the chances where LA can capitalize.
I agree with you. Why make it easy on a team to build out of the back that should be of lesser quality?
Right.
Another throw in here. And this is somewhat of the beauty of the U.S. Open Cup. You just never know.
It is the beauty of it.
Yeah.
You know, oldest, I think one of the oldest soccer tournaments, if not the oldest, in the United States or in North America probably even. And the fact that, you know, you have that system like they do over in Europe with some of their league cups where you can be a pub team, you can be a semi-pro team, you can be a startup team. But if you qualify and get yourself into the tournament, you have a chance to play your way in to a stage like this.
Here's Borboa to take the restart. He'll knock it towards goal and out of play. Goal kick. I don't think that was a shot.
I think maybe he was trying to. He was trying to put it on target just to see what would happen, but clearly missed the mark. So what, we've seen a little more than 20 minutes, you know, right on about 20 minutes almost since the red card, give or take a few minutes. I think LA's adapted okay. I expect more, probably some adjustments in the second half. Because really, I think at some point Bruce will be able to just go with 3 at the back. And you can push one other guy. Maybe it's Sorto who's been moving up in the right back spot, but you can still be comfortable with 3 at the back and still push an extra body, an extra midfielder. Maybe it's another substitution that comes on to begin the second half.
Laurentowicz there a little frustrated. I think he was looking for some help from Sorto to cut back, and Sorto might have misunderstood him. He made the run up the wing instead. So the Galaxy had to rebuild here. Here's Diop. Approaching halftime in a hurry, 42 minutes in. And we are 1-1 here at StubHub Center. Villarreal. He'll knock it left. Romney. Not a good ball. It was intended for Boateng right into the defender there. Could have done better.
Absolutely could have. And you can see Boateng pointing for the ball into the space. I don't know that there's a player out on the field that's going to stay step for step with Boateng, especially in the first 10, 12 yards of the sprint. If you've seen him play, the kid's got jets.
Good work here by Gordon, getting it to Boateng. Weaves around one defender, the second defender sending towards goal. It's saved. In front of the open net by Victor Vasquez. Corner kick.
Emmanuel Boateng's been the brightest spot probably for LA so far in this first half. Remember, it was his dribbling out on the corner that created the lone goal for LA so far on the night. And that chance right there, weaving past a couple of La Máquina defenders. Maybe a little heavy with that touch right there, Joe. And that's probably why he doesn't finish it, but also great recovery by Victor Vasquez there to get back and save it from a go-ahead goal.
We are still 1-1. Here's the corner kick into the area. Laurentowicz cannot redirect towards goal. Boateng keeps it alive. Villarreal again. Cannot get past the defender. This will be a throw. Villarreal. Back out. Boateng. He'll find Laurentowicz. Mendiola. Knocks it into the area again. Intended for Leonardo this time. Easy for the goalkeeper, Sosa.
Yeah, you said it. It's easy. That ball has too much air underneath it. It's got to be driven a little bit more. And I would have liked to see the Galaxy, again, use that word, show a little bit of patience there. You still had Romney forward, the left back, a big body for a set piece. Let him get in a good spot and deliver a quality ball to him.
I agree. La Máquina on possession. As we enter the 44th minute. Castro. He'll play back defensively. Switch the cross.
And Joe, clearly for La Máquina, this is a huge coup, a big feather in their cap. If they can come out 1-1 out of the end of 45 minutes, have the man advantage going into the second half, they're going to be brimming with confidence.
Yeah, it's a victory for them. Even down 1-0 would have been a victory, right?
Sure.
So come back to Diop. Hey, be there when Jose Villarreal, Jack McBean, and Los Dos take on the Tulsa Roughnecks FC on Friday, June 24th at 7:30 at StubHub Center's Track and Field Stadium. Tickets are on sale for only $10 at LAGalaxy.com.
Folks, by the way, we might get a look at Jack McBean tonight, one of the top goal scorers in the USL, and
11 goals.
Having quite the season so far for Los Dos. He was brought up on a short-term contract to come up and be available for Bruce Arena in this game here tonight. So I would imagine if Bruce is going to make that move, Joe, we're probably going to see McBean step out onto the pitch at some point here tonight.
I think so. I think he could spell Gordon at some point, depending on how this match is going. I imagine he would go into the target position, right?
You would think so. But as you know, Joe, the game dictates what happens.
We'll talk about what it dictates at halftime. We'll get your thoughts on what the second half dictates. But right now, it's a bit of a concern for the Galaxy. A man down, as we talked about, with Rafa Garcia's direct red, and tied 1-1 as we head to halftime in a hurry. Gordon. He'll get the foul and free kick. Sorto will be able to actually let this go. Just unsure of themselves a bit here.
Now this is what I'm talking about. I like that they leave it for Diop. Let Allen get all the way back up the field and let him win this ball. Who's going to run off it?
Gordo gets on the end of it, able to flick it forward a bit too much for Villarreal. 3 minutes of added time here before we get to the break. The red card, the injury, the substitution, the 2 goals. It's about right.
Yep.
Laurentowicz directing traffic. He wants Sorto to get forward. Oscar could have done better with that ball. Throwing.
Right in the direction of the Galaxy bench, and Bruce Arena standing in the edge of his technical area, and you could immediately see Bruce shake his head. Not a lot of pressure on Sorto there, and he's got to be able to deliver a better ball, even though it's tight space there in between a couple of defenders for La Máquina in the sideline.
Seems a bit hesitant right now, getting forward. I know Laurentowicz has wanted him to get forward a couple of times. That time he played the ball into him, and unfortunately the ball went out of play.
Well, that'll probably be part of one of Bruce's talking points at halftime is when and where to take chances in the second half. But I agree. I think it's the outside backs that have to get a little more into the fold to help out.
Another ball back into the Galaxy defense. Diop able to clear this. Good work by Villarreal, standing his ground, winning possession and the foul.
Excellent work against a bigger defender in Jose Castro back there defending him.
Here's Boateng off the restart. Speeds past one defender, not past the second though. Good work there by Paniagua, winning it back. For La Máquina, they'll try to get a rush downfield here in the closing moments of the first half, and this one too long for Boboa and out of play.
I'm just a little bit surprised that Boateng is coming more central now here that in these later moments of this first half, because he can have so much width out there on the left-hand side. Maybe it's to see if you can create a channel for Romney to run through up on that left-hand side. But in a similar run to what he just did, if he's out wide and he beats one guy, he's not going to have 2 more defenders in his face. He's going to have 1 or maybe none in his face once he gets past that first level of challenge.
Here's Mendiola now. Sorto, Villarreal. Tries to switch and does to the left side. Romney, he's got some room in front. Watched there by one defender in Velasquez. Laurentowicz. Played into the corner again, this time for Boateng, cleared away. Here's Canales able to play forward. Pineda. Máquina knocking the ball around pretty well here. Good confidence. Every reason to be confident right now.
And in this point in the game, if you're LA, it's fine. Let them knock it around right here in their own half. Let them have possession. I'm okay with that. What you have to do is not let them pick up a ton of real estate. When they decide to knock it forward and get into space, you can't let them penetrate into the attacking third.
Orozco will pick up the foul here. So the referee looks at his watch. Maybe the final opportunity right in front of the break. Canal is able to play right side. Boateng will get back defensively. This is knocked all the way back in the midfield, and our referee points to the midfield strike. 45 minutes down here in the first game for the LA Galaxy in the U.S. Open Cup tournament. We are tied 1-1 after 45.
Yeah, it's amazing how we thought coming into this one it might just be a rollover, expecting maybe a 5 or 6-0 drubbing in favor of the Galaxy. But when you throw a red card into the mix, that kind of throws all the balls back up in the air, and you don't know what you're going to get. So it's going to be a great second 45 minutes. LA will have their hands full with this semi-professional team from down in Santa Ana, but certainly not out of the realm of possibility for them to get it going in the right direction.
Villarreal scoring for the Galaxy, Borboa scoring for La Máquina. 1-1 after 45 minutes. Halftime is coming up next. Stay with us.
They had it with an A in there or something.
And welcome back. Stump Up Center, 1-1. Second half about to get underway. The officials making their way back onto the pitch. And we were strategizing in the break and the number of players that could come on and how the Galaxy may look in the second half, Mark. But I think we both agree that I think Bruce comes out with the same team and won't make any subs right at 45.
I mean, I'm not going to say I wouldn't be surprised to see him make a substitution based on how the last 15, 20 minutes of that first half went, especially once when the Galaxy went down. I mean, I think he saw kind of the blueprint of what his group out there could do. But yeah, I think more often than not, Bruce is probably going to let whoever came off right there go another 10 minutes before he makes his change into the second half. So probably in between 55, 60 minutes, I would expect him to make a change. And bring on another midfielder, whether it's moving a guy like Villarreal back into the midfield and inserting someone else up top, or it's bringing in a guy like Baggio Husidic, who's a great connecting piece that can cover a lot of ground out there, or Sebastian Lletget, a guy who would certainly put defenders on their heels, and maybe your best way of defending is being good attacking with a guy like Sebastian Lletget.
We should tell you at this moment, since we are tied 1-1 headed into the second 45, should these teams be knotted up at the end of 90 minutes, it is a full 30-minute overtime, 15-15. And after that, penalties if we get to that point.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say this game is going to be won in 90 minutes. But I've been wrong before. Many times. Just ask my wife.
Well, in that case, are you ever right?
Yes, correct.
Both teams making their way back onto the pitch. Had a chance to glance down. Assistant coach Pat Noonan was talking to Jack McBean. So Jack may be coming on in the not-too-distant future. McBean's got 11 goals at the USL level so far this season. He's had a very good start to the campaign, the captain of Galaxy 2.
And you know, Joe, you and I were talking about it before we came on the air here tonight, that Jack McBean, Jose Villarreal, I mean, they're a group of young players that have been with the Galaxy now 4 or 5 years, and yet they're still in their early 20s, but a group of players that, you know, because of numbers, because you brought in a guy like Robbie Keane, because you brought in a Gio Dos Santos, you know, and the positions that they happen to play are the same spots that those guys play, that they haven't seen it probably as many first-team appearances with the Galaxy as you thought 3 or 4 years ago you were going to expect to see them see at this point in their career. So
well, think about the road they've taken, because when they were signed, both Villarreal and Jack McBean, they were training with the first team.
There was no LA2.
Yeah, that's right. They were playing David Beckham. They actually got on the pitch with David Beckham and
Yes.
contributed to Galaxy wins and the tie that you talked about in the pregame show, the great goal by Villarreal in his debut. And then all of a sudden Galaxy 2 comes, and it's a little dose of reality, right? You would think as a young guy, well, I'm with the first team and now I'm with the second team.
Well,
you have to work through that.
Well, and the thing is you want them to continue to grow as players,
Right.
so they have to be a part of the second team because that's when they're going to get quality minutes day in and day out. Yeah, they probably still get the opportunities to train with the big boys up top like Dos Santos, Gerard, Keane, but the opportunities for them to get on in actual game time situations is few and far between. And so tonight is one of those opportunities. Can they impress is the question we're looking to answer in this second 45.
We will find out as our second half is underway. The Galaxy with the ball. Comes left side. Boateng. He'll find Villarreal. Playing it through for Boateng. Block. Good defensive play that time. It'll come out near side, and the Galaxy will get the throw. All the way back for Leonardo.
So the early indication here in just these opening seconds of the second half is the Galaxy are going to go a little more bare at the back. They are going to go with 3 at the back, pushing Sordo up on the right side. And Villarreal has dropped into a more central midfield role alongside Jeff Laurentowicz, with Boateng pushing up a little bit higher on the left side.
So Bruce not wanting to make that substitution quite yet. Understanding that this could be a late night for us. And I agree with you. I say no also, but it is what it is.
You've been wrong before too, Joe.
Yes, yes, more often than not. Boateng, he'll go left side, intended for Romney, and it'll be cleared away. Castro.
I think if you were in that dressing room for La Máquina, as we were talking about, why make any change to your game plan and your attack? But can they come right back out and step out on the field with the confidence that they really had in the last 15, 20 minutes of that first half? There was moments there where they started to take it to LA.
And it's up to the Galaxy, right, to take that away from them. They should be able to, right, with the quality that's on the field, but right now.
The thing is you do still have a lot of young players out there for the Galaxy here tonight. Guys that want to do so much, and you can't afford to let the game dictate how you do it. You've got to let the game come to you.
Here's a Roscoe. He'll send it towards the backside of the 6, nodded towards goal and out of play. Did not get enough on it. Velasquez could not get enough of it. And it'll be a goal kick here for Clement Diop. I did not think he was going to be this busy this evening. I'll be honest with you.
He probably did not either,
yeah.
Joe.
A.J. De La Garza, he'll build out of the back for the Galaxy.
And I like that LA wants to build out of the back. Again, that's trying to pull La Máquina out of their defensive posture, trying to get them out of their spaces where they're trying to stay disciplined. So play out of the back, but again, you got to take your time, patient with the ball. Don't try and just play out of the back and then boot it up top to Alan Gordon. You still got to play out of the back and be surgical about it.
Get beyond a few defenders.
Yeah.
Give him the chase a bit. This one in for Laurentowicz. He'll find that space right in front of the back 4. Laurentowicz knocking it in, trying to find Gordon. Sosa, good positioning there.
Probably about the furthest up the field we maybe have seen Jeff Laurentowicz outside of set pieces so far here tonight. So maybe that's an indication of Bruce encouraging him at halftime. You've got to get forward in the attack. Jeff Laurentowicz, for so many years in Major League Soccer, one of the best outside shots, whether it's from a set piece or in the run of a game.
I was just thinking about that in his days in New England.
If he connects from 25, 30 yards out, he can hit a laser with a ton of movement on it.
And he was the machine, not to take the name away from La Máquina, or the engine, I should say, of those New England Revolution teams. They were pretty good there in the middle 2000s.
Yeah. Went to 3 MLS Cups with the Revs. Finally won one as a member of the Rapids back in 2010.
Here's a Roscoe into the Galaxy penalty area, picked up by Clement Diop.
By the way, I always thought he was the Ginger Ninja, not the machine.
Okay. I'll agree with that. This ball intended for Gordon, broken up. Again, possession, La Máquina.
And it's not on, because it's 1-1, Joe, it's not on LA to high pressure right here, get frantic about trying to turn the ball over and win it. Again, similar to offensively, pick and choose your moments when you decide to pick up the tempo and the energy to try, either to try and get forward or to try and win the ball back. There, no pressure, but yet there's still a turnover of the ball from La Máquina.
Sorto with the throw-in. So we are in the 50th minute here, 1-1. Sorto looking for options. He's got Mendiola if he wants him. Now he'll send ahead Gordon. Villarreal will round the referee as well. Unfortunately, does not come out with possession. Defensively, it'll go. Paniagua able to send it forward. Here's Castro. Near side. Velasquez plays into the area. This looks dangerous here. Back towards the spot and cleared out. Boboa still has some energy there. 33, 34 years old.
Who does?
Canales. Back out it comes. Collected this time by Pinedo, who will play back defensively. Ramirez across that center circle. Again, Paniagua. Lots of space here for La Máquina. Good ball here on the left side. Sorto will go out defensively. The ball towards the box and pulled down by Dia. Villarreal. He'll find Boateng. Pushed off the ball there. Thought it might have been a foul, but we continue. Arm got away from the body.
Yep, no, certainly questionable whether or not there should have been a foul there with Boateng. More shoved off the ball there.
Yeah. Here's Vasquez.
But I still think, Joe, that's where the Galaxy can't play quickly like that. They can't look for the counter because the numbers are 2 against 5.
Ball from distance and to the near side is touched by the goalkeeper Diop. I thought it was well wide, but Diop made the save nonetheless. It'll be a corner kick. Look at it again.
Little layout here from Diop just to make sure. There's a little Hollywood in there, but just to make sure it was going wide. I like it.
Here's the corner into the area, cleared out. They'll have possession again on the throw-in.
Yeah, there's no disputing his athleticism. You could see he was full stretch, 3 or 4 feet up off the ground to try and make sure that corner was covered. It was well covered, by the way.
I guess better be safe than sorry. There's a long throw coming up here, Paniagua. Cleared away by Romney. La Máquina on possession. Back to the stripe it'll go. Collected by Canales all the way back to his keeper Sosa.
The hard part for the veteran Alan Gordon is he has to continue to chase up top, but the numbers he's chasing against are just so difficult to play against. He's 1 against 4 up there.
He's doing a lot of running. We were talking about the first half, checking back to find the game. Now he's trying to stay up high. He is onside here as the ball comes through for Alan Gordon. Gordo tries to round the keeper. Sosa bats it away. And we're still level at 1-1. A highlight for the goalkeeper, Sosa.
Gordon timed his run just perfect, too. He had all sorts of space to look up and see where the goalkeeper was. To be honest, Joe, I think from here I could almost see that he wanted to round the keeper with the way he set up his body. I don't know if Sosa took the same cues. I'd just like to see him set it up, open the hip, and try and just slot it firm into the lower corner first time rather than right there. I mean, he could have gone with the right foot right there into the lower corner. Obviously, if he rounds the keeper and passes it home with his left foot for the second goal of the night for LA, no one's asking any questions.
It's a good ball by Gordon now, though, to Boateng. It's around his defender, trying to go near post, right on the keeper, Sosa. At that time, going back to that play on goal, when he rounds to the near side, he takes away any space, right? There's no room for mistake there.
Your angle gets smaller and smaller of where you can play it into.
Here's Sorto. Back to Villarreal. Jose trying to find an outlet. He'll have to let it go. De La Garza. Sorto once again. Trying to find some space for himself. Nowhere to go. You have to play it back. Yeah, Máquina doing well in stacks of 4. Laurentowicz now. He'll take up the space. Gordon reaches out for this one. Then he's brought down. That's a foul and a free kick for the Galaxy. Hey fans, train like a champion at the LA Galaxy soccer camps driven by Chevy. Check out lagalaxy.com/camps for a full schedule of dates and locations. 1-1 here with Mark Rogandino, Joe Tutino. Stump Up Center is the site as the Galaxy open 4th round play in the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. Entering the 56th minute is another foul and a free kick.
And it's only going to get tougher from here as we start to pare down the number of teams. The Galaxy knocked out by Salt Lake last year in this competition.
They had a nice win against San Jose, and then the first road game, I believe, the official first road game for Steven Gerrard was in that U.S. Open Cup match at Salt Lake. Here's the restart into the area. Gordon, the header towards the near post, and this will be possession to Máquina and a foul, I believe, against Alan Gordon.
Some contact inside the area. I think it was Romney and Gordon both hanging there on the back post trying to muscle their way. Second substitution of the night coming in here now for Máquina. Stepping up in between the benches, Rodolfo Godinez. Pineda, the one to come out.
Jorge Pineda is done. Godinez, second sub of the night for Máquina. Bruce Arena now talking to Baggio Husidic about what he may want to do here in the not too distant future. Orozco.
Actually a little surprised though that Máquina would go to their second change. 11 minutes and change into the second half.
Yeah, no need, right?
Not really at all.
Diop. Trying to find Gordon. This will be a foul against Gordo. Called them offside, I believe. Coming back from an offside position. That's quite a run from where the offside position may have been, right?
Yeah, there was also some contact with the center back there for Máquina, so either way.
Sosa.
He came up with the biggest save of the night earlier here in the second half.
Did a nice job coming off his line. Diop trying to find Boateng here. Second ball won by Máquina.
Joe, I think you said the key phrase right there, trying to find Boateng. He has to be more involved because when he gets it, he can be electric with the ball and help you overcome being down a man here.
We're almost 15 minutes in. If the Galaxy strung on any sequence 5 and 6 passes together, that is.
Not outside of their own half.
No.
Not outside of their own half, they haven't, no.
Sorto forced back in his own defense. De La Garza finding this time Mendiola. Again, cleared into the Galaxy defense. Another opportunity here. Onside is Velasquez. Playing it back out to Castro. Nice confidence here. Here's Canales towards the near side. Again, Canales from Pinedo this time. Switching, and this time we'll find the end line. Goal kick.
Well, approaching the hour. This is right about when we saw Bruce. We thought Bruce Arena might make the change. Baggio Husidic down there putting in a couple of hard runs. Jack McBean just did the same thing a moment ago. So my gut says it's one of those two guys coming in. The question is who will be coming off? Do we see a defender come off to add some more firepower up top? Or is Alan Gordon, with all the ground he's been forced to cover up top defensively, the guy that comes out?
Here's Gordo now. Runs into one player and he's brought down. That's a foul and a free kick. And you know, we wondered why the substitution for Máquina. They brought in another forward, right? So they're actually going for it here.
I was going to say, that means they're going for it.
Yeah. Free kick here for the Galaxy. Villarreal, Laurentowicz standing over it.
And Joe, this is right in that tweener spot right here where, yes, you could see Jeff Laurentowicz with a little bit of a run-up and an opportunity to try and blast it in. And maybe you get a second chance rebound, a mad scramble inside the area to tuck it home. But it's also further enough out where you got Leonardo standing on the penalty spot right now where you might try Villarreal with a soft little chip, a well-timed ball just outside the 6, because this is a tough one for the keeper.
Villarreal will go backside. Gordon tries to run onto it. This will find the end line.
Wasted.
It'll be a goal kick. The Galaxy will make the substitution. Hey, this is LA. The city of champions, first of 5 and second to none. Gerard, Keane, and Dos Santos. And your LA Galaxy hosts the Colorado Rapids Wednesday, June the 22nd at 7:30. The match presented by Herbalife Nutrition. Tickets on sale right now at lagalaxy.com. Alan Gordon is done. Here comes Jack McBean. Good stretch of work for Gordon. In other words, they asked a lot of him. He was not able to stay up top as much as you'd like.
Well, unfortunately, because the game, as we have discussed, dictates how the moves you have to make from about the 17th minute on after the straight red card to Rafael Garcia's following his challenge in the midfield. You know, Gordon spent more time trying to cover ground and limit how La Máquina could switch the field back and forth rather than what he's really good at, which is winning head balls, posting up against the last defender, being a pain in your side in and around the 18-yard box. He didn't get an opportunity, unfortunately, for the veteran MLS goal scorer to do much of that here tonight.
Yeah, frustrating night in that regard for him.
Especially in the sense that, you know, he's the type of guy that was probably hoping to come in here and bag a goal and a couple of assists here on the night.
Romney cannot get to this one. It'll be a turnover for the Galaxy and a throw-in for La Máquina. Yeah, I think you come into a match like this and a player like Alan Gordon, who's been around quite some time, you might be licking your chops a bit.
Remember, if memory serves me correct, I mean, not too long ago, CONCACAF Champions League, Alan Gordon is the guy who's you know, leading when the Galaxy puts out a unit like this. He's the guy that's kind of leading that unit to find success before they got into the knockout round.
This ball all the way back to the keeper, Diop, with pace from Leonardo. McBean tries to get on the end of this ball, able to clear it, come all the way back. Sosa. And we talked about it in front of the first half, or in front of halftime, about matching the energy or even bringing up your energy level. And I think that's where the Galaxy are right now. They need to bring up their energy level a bit.
Well, like moments ago, how they pressured the ball and forced the turnover, and now they find themselves in a good spot.
Here's Romney. It's a good ball from Mendiola now. Boateng, the cross over the top of Jack McBean. Good build-up that time.
Excellent build-up.
Sorto does well to keep this one in bounds, and the cross in for McBean again. Cleared away dangerously for a corner kick. So 2 half chances there for the Galaxy, but dangerous.
And you get a set piece out of it.
Yep.
You know, you still got Romney in there. Laurentowicz can get on the end of a service. Leonardo's going to come forward.
Here's Villarreal.
First corner of the second half, I think.
Yes. This one over the top of Romney. Second ball will come out. Mendiola, Sorto. Here's Villarreal again. Able to get this ball top of the area, knocked away. De La Garza. Mendiola directing traffic. He'll go wide. Sorto. Now Villarreal one more time. He's got a bit of space in front of him. Decides to let it go. They'll work the left side. Leonardo quickly to the left. Romney. Villarreal under some pressure here. Leonardo comes in to help out. It'll be Romney on possession. Laurentowicz wide open. You shake one defender and runs into the second. He will get the foul. He does a good job of drawing that foul.
He does do a good job, and he wanted to play really quickly. As soon as the whistle was blown, he stepped right up to it. But I think this is a spot, as he did in the last one, They didn't execute on the last one, but this is the type of spot where you need to take your time. These are the training ground exercises you've been working on for the last few months. These are where you can take chances and maybe make a difference despite being down a man, as we see Baggio Husidic make his way up between the benches. And it looks like LA is ready for their second change.
Villarreal wants it. We'll see if Florentowicz lets him have it.
I think you got to give Big Red a chance here.
Here's Villarreal over the bar. And here will be the substitution for the Galaxy now on the goal kick. Here comes Baggio Husidic replacing Jeff Florentowicz.
Well, so far, Joe, if you take a look at that last shot from Villarreal's good left foot, not really even close to the target, though. So that's 2 free kick chances over the last 5 minutes. One going, looking for an assist, and that one looking for a direct effort.
You have a player down also for La Máquina, Canales, the captain of this club, and so it looks like he can't go. He's going to get some assistance here. I thought also Florentowicz was going to take that shot. That looked like it was teed up from his distance, the type of shot he's capable of taking.
Well, Joe, we did all the discussion about maybe some possible changes for Bruce Arena, and of course, I couldn't have been more wrong on my prognosticating. Yes, we thought about McBean and Husidic both coming in, but if you look at the changes, they're like-for-like substitutions,
yes.
Really. It's not really tactically changing what you're trying to do out on the field or even changing your formation despite being down a player.
It looks like La Máquina is going to make another substitution here. Julio Madrigal.
That would be it, right?
That's it. Canales, I believe, is done for the night.
So the captain goes 66 minutes and change on the night. And Madrigal, another forward.
Yeah. Countering, understanding that maybe the Galaxy, here's a yellow card to Sosa for delay. Countering, potentially understanding that the Galaxy may pull the defender at some point. You never know. Could steal a victory here on the road, so to speak.
Wins already, as you mentioned, in the last round against the LA Wolves FC, one of their rivals here in Southern California. They also took down the Timbers under-23 side and Sacramento Gold on their way to this 4th round matchup here with the LA Galaxy.
Yeah, they've earned their way here, absolutely. Here's Mendiola now for the Galaxy. They'll play left. Romney. Thought he may have missed Boateng there, making a good run.
It just seems when the ball turns over, the Galaxy don't have great numbers going forward, but maybe that's just a problem you're going to have to live with tonight.
Sorto knocks ahead, tries to find Villarreal just out in front. Sosa will pick up.
So if you're keeping track at home, 1 change left for Bruce Arena. La Máquina out of changes for Alejandro Uribe.
And all 3 of his players come in, were forwards, right? Did I mistake you?
Yes, you're correct.
Offside here.
No, Pineda, who came in, is listed as the defender. The very first substitution to replace Castro, who took the challenge from Garcia that led to the red card.
Here's Romney now for the Galaxy. Leonardo. 69 minutes in. Again, Romney. Need to be a bit quicker, in my opinion. Husidic able to knock this wide to the right side. Sorto does well. Mendiola on the run into the corner. He tries to hold it up. He does. Onto that left foot. Next into the area for Villarreal. A bit long. Boateng keeps it alive. Romney. And they'll get the throw-in out of it.
Good work from Romney right there. Took the tougher route by turning back into the pressure of the defender, but appeared to almost make something out of it.
Vucinic. Get it back. Here's De La Garza.
I don't know if you guys can see Sordo at home at the
Right.
top of your screen, just asking for it out wide to deliver it out there. The moment's passed, though, now.
He does go out wide to Sordo after all. De La Garza once again. He'll knock into the area. Attempting to find Jack McBean. He lost his footing. Romney does well to keep it alive. Sends it back through for Jack. He can't get on the end of this one, at least not fully, and clear it away. Puts himself in good positions.
First real chance we've seen McBean have come his way.
This ball flighted in by De La Garza. McBean knocked out of the way of the goalkeeper. It'll come all the way back to Clement Diop. He'll bomb it forward. Romney now for the Galaxy.
And here's where you have some numbers. You got to take advantage of it.
McBean has Romney trailing on the play. Play it back out. Romney, the one-time cross. Villarreal can't get on the end of this one. Mendiola to keep it alive. Back in for Jose. Towards the spot. McBean can't get onto this one. It's loose at the far side and cleared away. It'll be a throw-in. Looking dangerous now,
Now
Mark.
that's better. Good pressure from LA. Ball just over the head of Jose Villarreal, who looked like maybe he was going to have a chance to try and tuck one home with his head. And Diola keeping it alive on the back post.
Long throw into the area. Will come out towards the top. La Máquina with a clear. Castro right onto the foot of Sorto. Here's Leonardo now. Vucinic. Romney. Baggio has some space. Have to play it in towards center instead. Mendiola. A little more movement here. Villarreal. Nice cheeky pass. Vucinic onto his right foot. He'll have a go at goal and wide of the near post.
And I'm definitely okay with those type
Yes.
of looks, Joe. That's going to open things up a little bit more so that then in the next few minutes you get that same sequence. You'll have the opportunity for a combination play right around the top of the 18. Another look at it right here. He didn't miss by much, too. That thing is hit tight on a rope. I don't think Sosa's getting to that if
No.
it goes underneath the bar. Just rising, though, all the way.
Hey fans, see the biggest stars in MLS. 10 games for just $195. Become a 2016 season ticket member today at LAGalaxy.com. Restart here for La Máquina. Knocked into the Galaxy defense. Sorto. He'll win it back. Could have done better with that ball.
You just get the feeling, though, that maybe La Máquina's moment has passed.
Here's the buildup, though. The ball into the area. Leonardo able to clear it out. Not far enough, though. Vucinic tries to get to it. He can. Now a ball towards goal. This one will sail wide, way wide, and somehow stays in play. Some impressive spin right there. Pinedo. And his ball over the bar and out of play. Goal kick.
That's the sand wedge, Joe. You hit into it, you get down into it, you put that English on it, spin it right back.
That was into an oncoming wind.
But I was going to say, you almost feel like first 10, 15 minutes of the second half, La Máquina was creating some chances. They had the tempo, the possession, and now all of a sudden that moment has passed. The Galaxy have collected themselves, made a couple of changes with fresh legs, and now they're the ones generating opportunities.
Sorto now for the Galaxy. Back in towards center. Villarreal will knock it over. Vucinic. Left side, Romney does well to keep it in play. Boateng, haven't called his name enough, takes it into the area, still on possession, gets the cross away towards the top of the 6. It'll be cleared away. Good defensive play that time by La Máquina. Throw in here for the Galaxy.
His speed and low center of gravity allows him to shed those challenges and then accelerate into space. He's just got to deliver that final ball to a little better spot.
That's the part needs to be improved, right?
Yep.
Bean tries to send it through. And in that regard, I'm not saying for this game, but in general, in his game.
You just see,
Yeah.
I've seen him, I think, probably 3 times
Yes.
tonight, get to the end line, get inside the 6, kind of turn the corner where he's got the advantage against the defender who's probably seeing most of the back of his jersey. And you just got to deliver a ball that's not an easy first-time clearance or not a ball that easily goes into the keeper's hands.
Ball onto the near side now, Orozco. He will lose possession on the throw-in here for the Galaxy.
To put a bow tie on it, who better to look to than a guy like Robbie Keane who does that exact thing. He trains with him all the time. A guy who gets the advantage, puts the defenders off balance, but then he finishes the movement by just putting a precision ball in a spot that makes it difficult on defenders.
Villarreal thinking about sending this and run through, and he was blocked and then brought down. So it'll be a free kick for the Galaxy.
Dave Sarakan just gave the substitution papers to Sebastian Leggett, who is up in between the benches.
Good move here by Jack McBean. Almost finding the ball back in the box again. He's going to be called for a foul here. And a free kick. Good work by Jack. And here comes that substitution. And Boateng is done. Sebastian Leggett will come on in his place. Most likely play on that left side. I thought he had a pretty good game, especially the first half. And Mark, you and I were commenting on it. He just didn't see enough of the ball in the second half.
He really didn't see enough of the ball after about the first 30 minutes of the first half. Had some exciting moments and really helped generate the lone goal, number 1, but also almost the goal right before halftime.
Here's Mendiola. He'll find Leggett.
You know, for all the talk about new players coming to the league, players like Steven Gerrard, Giovanni Dos Santos, those players joining the Galaxy last year.
I know where you're going.
Maybe one of Bruce Arena's best moves ever was getting Sebastian Leggett.
I don't disagree. This is dangerous, though, for La Máquina. As they get some numbers forward. It'll come top of the area now. This one for Godinez. Kept alive towards the far side again and cleaned up by De La Garza.
And now you got numbers to go. Equal numbers.
Mendiola trying to find Jack McBean. This is a good ball for Leggett. He'll run onto this one. McBean running underneath alongside Villarreal. Leggett into the area looking for Jack. It's on the end of it and it's wide. Goal kick.
Well, already you can see Leggett has the ability not just to change maybe the pace of the game a little bit, but also the ability to deliver some pinpoint service into the box, nearly finding Jack McBean for the go-ahead right here. Just quick touch to put it onto his left foot, and then McBean actually does a really good job rising up against the defender there to at least get a touch to it. It's a little bit out of his reach right there, but you see, uses his big frame to get to it first.
Back to live action, a foul and a yellow card to De La Garza. Free kick here for La Máquina.
Second yellow handed out on the night by our referee Ramon Hernandez. Borboa picking one up back about midway point of the first half, about 5 minutes before he tallied his equalizer.
Offside here as the flag is up on Borboa.
Of course, Joe, the bigger card that we'll all be talking about, depending on how this game goes, is the one in the 17th minute, straight red to Rafael Garcia.
And it's fair to say it's had an effect on this match, right? With
Huge
the Galaxy,
effect,
yes.
huge effect.
Romney will get the throw in. Galaxy have played a man down for much of this match. De La Garza. He'll find Leggett.
And regardless of the outcome, no one's going to feel worse about that red card than Garcia himself.
Yes.
A little mental disconnect just for that moment.
Good ball here by Sordo. Be cleared out. Now both teams have used all 3 of their subs. Here's Husidic now for the Galaxy. 79 minutes in. We're tied at 1 apiece. Leggett, Mendiola, Sorto. One-time cross. Good rainbow towards the backside. And Romney was making the run on in. Could not get on the end of it. The Galaxy get a corner kick out of this. So a good set play opportunity now.
10th corner on the night for LA.
We were talking about this in the first half, Mark. The Galaxy should have the advantage on these. It was not a very good corner taken that time by Villarreal, unfortunately.
You're being kind. That was poor service from Villarreal. He knows he's got to do better there.
Here's Romney. He'll find Leggett back to Villarreal. Knocks into the area, intended for Mendiola. Second ball, Jack McBean can't get on the end of it. Sosa did well to get off his line. It'll be rolled out the far side.
Well, I would imagine a few fans have said it at home. At first glance, you wouldn't think that Luis Sosa, 27 years old in goal, might move freely or quickly, I should say, when you take a look at him. But he's done all right here tonight.
He's positioned himself well. He's playing himself well in that 18-yard box.
Yep.
Here's Leggett. He'll get the cross down low, cleared out. Kept alive by Husidic. Back wide. Leggett trying to keep it in play on a tough pass on the part of Sorto. This will be a throw-in. Hey, be there when Jose Villarreal, Jack McBean, and Los Dos take on the Tulsa Roughnecks FC on Friday, June 24th at 7:30 at StubHub Center's Track and Field Stadium. Tickets are on sale for only $10 at LAGalaxy.com. That is quite a treat. Watching LA Galaxy 2 at the Track and Field Stadium. Very family friendly. Everybody having a good time. This is a good play on the part of Pinedo, getting into the Galaxy defense. That is until Leonardo cleaned it up. McBean. Leggett. Try to take it up the wing. A second defender on him, and Castro. Leggett still on possession. He'll get the cross down low. McBean making that run and then cleared out over the end line. Another corner kick here, Mark. Another set play opportunity. 82nd minute here, 1-1.
And you know, that was familiarity right there between McBean and Leggett, maybe not playing as many minutes together, knowing what Leggett was going to try and do, and that service was coming. McBean about a half step behind the pace.
Here's the corner into the area over the top of Romney. Boxed away by Sosa. Mendiola. Back out wide. Again, Villarreal on his right foot. Flights it towards the backside. McBean knocks it across. The attempted bicycle, I believe, by Leonardo, and this will be a foul. Leo getting creative.
And you told me, as we take a look at the replay right here, how it all finished up. Actually, not a bad ball back in here from Villarreal, and I like the decision. I think it's McBean on the back post. Had to head it back across, looking for Leonardo. But if you would have told me 4 or 5 years ago in that trio of Brazilians between Leo, Juninho, and the great Alex Kazumba.
That's right.
That Leonardo would be the last one standing here in a Galaxy uniform, I would have probably called you crazy. Especially the way Juninho stepped on the scene.
Wasn't Kazumba the one we talked about the most early on?
Kazumba was the creative, thin, attacking left-footed guy who never really could find his role, though.
True. Romney. Could not find Villarreal that time. This worked well to keep it alive. Now Mendiola. Here's Villarreal.
So tight. You've got to space it out a little bit.
Does go wide to Sorto. Working hard to try to turn the corner here. It will go out of play for a goal kick.
Not going to get that call.
No. No. And of the 3 or 4 players in this case, right, with Leonardo included, your favorite?
I was a big Juni fan.
Me too.
Juninho was fantastic for this club.
Yes.
Fantastic individual. Not that the others are not, but
nope.
he made the biggest print on the club.
Here's McBean trying to put the Galaxy on top, and his ball goes wide. Thought that was going to fall to his left foot. He took it with his right, and it goes just wide of that far post.
And I think that's how quickly LA has to look to pounce sometimes. There's a little bit of indecision from La Máquina closer out to the midfield. And all of a sudden that turns into a quick counter-attacking chance. It was that little first touch that eluded him right there, and that's probably why he doesn't get a good contact with the right foot. If he lets that swing across his left foot, across his hip, I should say, onto his left foot, he's going to have a better chance to connect.
Important minutes now. We're at the 85th minute, still tied at 1. As we said at the break, should we be tied after 90 minutes, we will go to 2 15-minute overtime periods. And after that, we may see penalties as well. Well, if we're still tied, we will.
Correct.
Here's Mendiola. Squares it over Leggett. Lost his footing for a moment. Does a good job of keeping possession. This ball into the box and cleared out. Here's Vucinic. We haven't called his name much since he came on. Mendiola. Thought they would be playing through him.
Joe, I mentioned that, you know, a lot of these players for La Máquina have real day jobs,
yes.
You know, that that part of being here tonight is just part of their love of the game and their passion for the game. Consequently, physically fit, nowhere near, obviously, what the Galaxy are.
Ball will come near his side. Here's Madrigal. Plays into the area to go out the far. Sorto defending on the play here. Does a good job of keeping his ground.
So you're seeing tired legs from La Máquina at this point of the game, and in fact several players going down, cramping over the last few minutes. And the crowd urging them to get back up onto their feet, but this is where the training, the late sessions, the fitness test for the Galaxy, this is where it could come to pay off, where they're still fresh, they can still run.
Romney playing into space for McBean here, tried to square it across the top of the area, broken up. Jack will get on the end of it again. Turns on his defender, both players go down. Ramirez able to win it and get some help, but it's cleared away. Vucinic will win this one back for the Galaxy from Madrigal. Able to play it into Raul Mendiola. He'll find Leggett. Couple of step overs there by Sebastian Leggett. Now plays in for Jack McBean. He's off. Offside.
And you mentioned the possibility of playing through Baggio Vucinic coming on his fresh legs in the second half. I think it's all going to go through Sebastian Leggett. He's looking confident on the ball, and not only that, he's looking to set the platter, set it on a platter for other guys like Jack McBean right there.
Our referee has come over to the near side to talk to the fourth official.
I think it might have been in the tangle up with Baggio Vucinic trying to shield the ball a moment ago.
Referee Ramon Hernandez. Near side linesman discussing things as well. In the meantime, seconds tick away on this one.
And you can see De La Garza stepping up to Ramon Hernandez saying, I'm the captain. It's okay for me to come over here and talk to you. You see both captains on the left side of your screen there. Fourth official, Michael Radchuk. Must have seen something.
Referee's going to his pocket.
That's where he keeps the whistle.
Here's McBean.
He's not going to his back pocket.
Yellow card to Jack McBean and a yellow card to Orozco. Yeah, at first glance I thought he was going there. Wow. And we continue here. Marching towards 90 minutes, tied at 1. Ball over the top again. Out comes Diop this time. The Jet brings it down well. Looking downfield, trying to find McBean. This will be chested back to the keeper. Those will go down as misconducts, those yellow cards. Here's Godinez, able to play it wide. Sorto trying to get possession back here from Vasquez, and a foul called against Oscar Sorto. And if you're La Máquina, this is a breath of fresh air, a set piece. In good position, not great, but good.
But I feel like for the last 15 minutes, Joe, they've just been trying to bide their time.
Yes.
To get to the end of the 90 minutes, see if they can hydrate, try and recharge their batteries for just those couple of minutes and see what they can do. Still with a man advantage.
Here's the restart. Played into the area, knocked out by Sordo. Kept alive though. Madrigal towards goal, blocked by Leggett. It'll come out near side. Vasquez, job by Romney. Clears out for Leggett. Kept back in for La Máquina. Vasquez again runs into Leggett. By himself here. He'll take it into the offensive end. He's muscled off the ball. This will be a foul on the free kick. And somebody's just been sent off the bench, that is.
Well, it's one of the La Máquina assistants, but there was no yellow shown earlier, and Ramon Hernandez has his yellow card out again. Oh, here comes it. Nope.
So there was a yellow card issued, I believe, to Pinedo.
Correct.
And one of the assistants has been told to leave the match.
Well, obviously, I think that assistant or that assistant coach has probably been chirping in the ear of the fourth official all night long.
He wants to get up into the stands, and another official's come over and said, no, you have to leave the stadium. You know, he's walking off into the stands. Anyway, we continue. We are at time right now, waiting on as much as, I would imagine, 4 or 5 minutes of added time. Actually, 3 minutes of added time. Okay? Here comes Leonardo for the Galaxy. We're tied at 1. Sends it long. Villarreal trying to knock it down. It'll go into the corner. Sorto.
One of these two teams in this stoppage time, Joe, is going to get a good half chance, if not a full chance.
Here's Mendiola for the Galaxy. Leggett back out. Husidic on his left foot. His shot is blocked.
Everything about it was so
Yes.
good.
Here's a long ball back the other way. Leonardo will win that one in the air. It was intended for Godinez. Galaxy bench right now is wondering how we got to 3 minutes. Here's Leggett. Check that. Jack McBean and trying to play it through. And cleared back out. Throw it.
Same statement as we said for Boateng.
Yes.
Just got to be able to deliver a better ball from that spot.
This will come near side. Barbosa giving it away. Galaxy able to get numbers forward. Mendiola squares it in. Leggett surveying the situation. His ball not good enough.
Oh, I was thinking he was going to have one from right there.
About the same. Diop has this ball skip away from him. A referee looking at his watch right now. And here comes La Máquina. One final chance, potentially. Good work there by De La Garza. Sorta will play it back. And our referee points to midfield. We are going to see overtime here in round 4 of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. 1-1.
Did I mention I've been wrong before, Joe? I said I thought there would be a winner in 90 minutes, and clearly I was wrong. But despite being down a man, I think the Galaxy is the team that has momentum heading into the extra time periods here.
I think you're correct regarding the fitness. We'll take a short timeout. We'll come back. The first 15 minutes of overtime is coming up next. Galaxy 1, La Máquina 1. Stay with us. And so we go to extra time here at StubHub Center. Galaxy 1, La Máquina 1 after 90 minutes of play. And as we went to the break, Mark, you were talking about the fact that Galaxy fitness at this point should prevail. And we've seen the La Máquina players, struggling now, right at this point.
I think, Joe, there's no question that obviously the LA players, given, this is their job as compared to the La Máquina players who I've mentioned a couple times, have regular day jobs and just for the love of the game and passion are continuing to play as players. And that's what's gotten them this far, which is no question, hats off to them. But the fact is the Galaxy are the team and the players that put in the time to be ready for a situation like this. And I love the spark that Sebastian Lletget has brought to the game since coming on here in the second half, and I think the Galaxy should continue to feed that monster here in the early minutes of this first period of extra time, because he appears to be the guy who's going to be at the heart of things if the Galaxy are going to find a winner.
And having said that, on the other side, and I know that Galaxy fans are saying, wait a minute, how are we going to extra time with this club? The Galaxy have played a man down for what? Almost 80 minutes?
73 minutes?
Yeah.
73 minutes.
That becomes a problem. Yeah.
It's just hard because no matter what sport it is, if you're in basketball, you're in soccer, you're playing a man down, that's just extra space that you have to cover. And I thought at times tonight here, Joe, La Máquina did a really good job of making sure they played the ball quickly 3-4 times to get out of space so then they could have time to breathe on the ball, have time to lift up their head and look and see what they wanted to do with it. Whereas the Galaxy, whenever La Máquina would pressure defensively, high pressure, and force the Galaxy into tight spots, it's more difficult when you're sending 2 and 3 defenders at the ball and the Galaxy don't have the numbers always to get out.
Teams will take the field here. We'll see which side the Galaxy will be on. I believe they'll take the north goal. Start this extra time period, 15 minutes. My understanding is we'll have 2 15-minute halves, yes, as we go on this one.
And kudos to the fans here. This whole west side of the stadium, pretty packed full of fans here on the night. As we detailed earlier, a lot of La Máquina fans making the short journey up the 5 or 405 freeway to get here from Santa Ana. Actually see a lot of La Máquina blue shirts, T-shirts, and jerseys out in the crowd here tonight, but plenty of Galaxy fans representing as well.
And for La Máquina fans, plenty to be proud of, right? They've held an MLS club.
Without question. I was part of that coverage with Cal FC when they went up and beat the Portland Timbers up in Portland, Oregon a couple of years back, and they really kind of, for amateur or semi-professional based teams in North America, they all of a sudden were waving the flag representing all those teams by taking down the giants, in that case, that were the Portland Timbers.
We are underway with the first 15-minute overtime period. As the Galaxy have the ball off the kickoff, it'll come back to Leonardo.
And it was a special story that year, Joe, in the U.S. Open Cup. Everyone seemed to cling on to it. Of course, if you have a head coach like an Eric Winala that's known in soccer circles around America and a former U.S. player, that's going to help attract some attention as well. But it was a storybook run, I think, that took them all the way to the semifinals of the U.S. Open Cup a couple of years ago. And so, it gives hope for smaller clubs like La Máquina that, hey, anything is possible on any given day, as we've seen here tonight with the red card changing the landscape of the game and really changing how the storylines played out here tonight.
And as you go deeper into this match, we talked about at the top of the match the confidence. While they're tired and exhausted, I understand that. The confidence level, though, they're saying, hey, listen, we've got it. We've gone this far. We have the opportunity to win. And they'll find whatever, dig back and try to find some of that energy to be able to continue. Meanwhile, the player's still down for La Máquina here, so they've taken a pretty good collision with Jack McBean.
And remember, folks, no changes. We're talking about fitness so much here. No changes left for either of these two teams. So it's the players that are out on the field, barring any further red cards, that will have to finish this one here tonight at the StubHub Center.
Here's the restart. Played long and cleared away. De La Garza gets in front of Borboa. Come back for Diop. Diop has to shake a defender and then clears into midfield. Romney. There's Villarreal trying to find a handle. The Galaxy right now can't string a couple of passes together. Gave up a throw in here.
It's few and far between that you want to see your goalkeeper cutting like a razor inside of his area like that, but it worked out this time for Diop.
Galaxy have a goalkeeper on the bench that's retired that is capable of doing that. Matt Reese. And the only other one that comes to mind right now is in Salt Lake City, Nick Raimondo. although Diop did it here. Here's a good ball for Jack McBean. McBean cuts it across the top of the box, intended for Villarreal, cleared back out. McBean again on possession. Mendiola weaves his way in. Along the end line, he gets the cross away, and Sosa able to smother it.
And again, well positioned, as you alluded to earlier,
Yeah.
Joe. It was perfectly placed on the near post, and an easy save, really, in the end.
Borboa is offside. I think we'll see a lot of that in this overtime period.
Well, this is one of the things you like about Mendiola, his quick burst of speed, his ability to get through traffic with that small frame. But again, even if he does play a little bit better ball, there wasn't a ton of numbers in there for LA to get on the end of it.
Here's Mendiola. He'll get the throw-in out of this. Good defensive work. Twice on that play. Galaxy thought it was a Galaxy throw-in. The linesman said no. And La Máquina with the throw.
I think no doubt, Joe, this has been a frustrating night for the Galaxy.
Yes.
In particular for Bruce Arena and his staff. I mean, not that Bruce always agrees with the guys with the whistles and the flags.
Good job here by Jack McBean. This looks good. Villarreal making the run towards goal. The ball in for Jose, and just beyond his touch. Looks back at the referee. No foul.
I don't think it warranted a whistle, Joe. I mean, there was a little bit of contact, but it was actually more about the ball. Watch, when McBean plays this ball in, it doesn't stay down on the turf, so it takes that hop, that skip hop right there. And when it skips on it, there's a little bit of moisture in the air here tonight. When it skips on that surface, it's only going to pick up pace. That's a tough ball for anybody to handle running at full speed at the front of the goal.
Here's La Máquina trying to build, cleared away on the long ball intended for Barboa. He'll come out to Leggett now. Sebastian, a lot of white shirts in front of him. He'll put on the brakes, plays it back. Romney into the 5th minute of extra time. Vucinic. Villarreal gets through him. He does a good job to keep it on his foot. He slaloms through, then he's brought down just outside the top of the area there, and it's a restart for the Galaxy. And Villarreal cramps up a bit.
Oh, what a job by Jose Villarreal. Just getting away from a couple of these challenges. Watch, that first touch was a little too heavy, but then he gets away, and it's the final one that gets him on the tackle coming in from Paniagua. You could probably debate whether or not that was inside. It was the ball inside the area or not. The ball's inside the area.
As we go back to live action, Baggio Vucinic off the restart puts the Galaxy ahead 2-1. The La Máquina players are up in arms because Jose Villarreal is still down, being attended to by one of his teammates, Jack McBean.
Wow. We've seen just about everything here tonight, Joe.
But the referee whistled the play to continue.
So he puts the ball on the spot. Vucinic just plays it right away because obviously the Galaxy never asked for 10 yards and for the wall. So if the Galaxy never asked for the referee to blow the whistle to march off the 10 yards, once he puts it on the spot, the ball's back in play.
Romney gets the goal on the heads-up play by Baggio Vucinic.
And the La Máquina players they can't believe what has just happened. Villarreal will limp back to the center circle. Ramon Hernandez immediately surrounded by the white jerseys from the visitors, and for good reason. Let's take one more look at it here. Actually, intelligent decision by Baggio Vucinic, so watch. Points to the spot, but the Galaxy never asked for the 10 yards because you would have thought with that critical spot where the free kick was going to be, you would have thought the Galaxy would have asked for the 10 yards so that they could have a guy like Villarreal step up and use that good left foot to try and bend one into one of the corners. You never asked for the 10 yards, so consequently there's never a whistle to stop play for the moment, so you don't need a whistle to put it back in play.
And unfortunately for the La Máquina players, they're looking at Villarreal down, right? Thinking that we're going to wait here for a while. Here comes Velasquez now for La Máquina. It'll be cleared away. Mendiola out of play for a throw-in. Actually, Romney's going to get the goal, right?
Yes. Yes.
And unfortunately, we were stuck in replay at the time. We apologize, but Romney gets the goal here from Bajo Husidic.
It'll be the easiest professional goal of his career.
Oh, my goodness. Leonardo able to clear this out. He took a shot to his left quad, I believe. Here's Leggett finding Husidic. Again, Leggett on possession. Gets away from a defender. Able to go near side via Real. Mendiola will play this out for the injury to Leonardo.
So now things are going to get a little bit chippy here because La Máquina wants to immediately step back and play.
Now, the referee did stop action, though, in this particular case. There's a little difference.
And he waved the trainer on for the Galaxy. I think Leonardo just took a good old-fashioned dead leg right there. He went to go and try and clear the ball, and he took a knee right to the middle part of his thigh.
And here's what happens now. You get the understanding that the club La Máquina feels like they've been done wrong.
Yes.
Right? And so now here's where things, as you mentioned, can become very chippy and could get ugly. You hope it doesn't happen.
Well, this is on the referee, Ramon Hernandez, to keep control of the game. This is why he's paid to be here. And remember, Galaxy are out of changes as well. I will say this, having had a couple of those good old-fashioned Charlie horses before, he'll be able to move it right now, but tomorrow it will just be locked up on him.
He'll be in the trainer's room.
Yes.
So right now he's going to walk it off. He'll come to the sidelines, of course. And remember, the Galaxy a man down the rest of the way here, at least a man down.
If you're keeping track out on the field for La Máquina in terms of the possibility of leveling the playing field, Edwin Borboa, Edgar Orozco, Rolando Pinedo, the three players carrying yellows and all three still on the field for the visitors.
In the good sportsmanship play, La Máquina playing the ball out and possession back to the Galaxy here. Villarreal off the throw. He'll get another one. Leonardo seems to be all right and can continue. And waved back onto the pitch by our official. Lots of discussion towards Leonardo there by the La Máquina bench.
Yep.
It's a chirping going on right now. Another throw in here for the Galaxy. Nice heads-up play there by Mendiola.
And the Galaxy with taking the 2-1 lead. Obviously, you're going to bleed every precious second off the clock. No need to quickly hurry up to put the ball back in play.
Villarreal almost won the corner there. Good defensive play. It'll turn out to be a throw-in. Sorto will take the throw. Into Villarreal. Comes back out to Sorto. The one-time cross blocked and cleared by Castro. Another throw. Getting some direction here from his head coach, Bruce Arena.
You know, you mentioned earlier, Joe, that La Máquina don't have anything to hang their head about here, and that still holds true.
Oh, yeah.
But I would say some of these Galaxy players are going to know they were in a match here tonight.
Oh, absolutely. They were tested. This ball was intended for Orozco. Nice job by Romney sliding over to close it down. Husidic now checking back. Able to play along on the near side, Mendiola. Waiting for some help. Mendiola sliding towards the top of the area, trying to find McBean. Out comes Sosa. He does well with it the first time and then smothers it.
We said at the top of the night that Sosa was going to have to stand on his head in goal for La Máquina here tonight. I don't know that he's done exactly that, but I tell you what, when he's been tested, He's come up with some pretty good saves, albeit unorthodox at times, but he has come up with the saves, and at the end of the day, that's what you want.
No matter how this ends, it's fair to say he will have very good memories of his match against the LA Galaxy.
Yes.
This ball will come back for Leonardo.
You can just see how tired the La Máquina players are. The Galaxy can touch it around. And I mean, really no player is in a white jersey in any type of hurry to accelerate to get in defensively.
Here comes McBean for the Galaxy. He's got Villarreal with them. Plays it in. Leggett brought down from behind. That's a penalty. And a penalty kick for the Galaxy here. And Sebastian Leggett's going to want to take it. There are some hard feelings in the stands right now. As we'll take a look at this again.
And this really is the fitness argument in a nutshell right here. Leggett just fresh and ready to go. There was certainly contact.
I think he got his right foot from behind there.
Yeah, it's a Pinedo.
Leggett wants to take it, and I would assume at this point he will get that opportunity.
I think he earned it for sure.
Yes, sir. Not exactly sure why you want to circle the referee at this point. Got a player down here outside the 6 that should get attention, I would think.
I think it's Pinedo that is the player over there that is still slow to get back up onto his feet. We were just praising Luis Sosa in goal for La Máquina. Can he come up with yet another stop right now?
He's helped to his feet now at this point. Leggett will put it down at the spot. Pinedo. He'll get out of the area now. The goalkeeper Sosa will walk over. Get a little hydration, of course. The 15th minute here as the Galaxy look to go up 3-1. Referee gives the go-ahead. Leggett steps into this one, fires and scores. It is 3-1 Galaxy now in added time. In extra time, I should say.
Oh, clearly, Joe, the score line in the end is not going to indicate how really close this one has been on the night here inside the StubHub Center. A third goal for the Galaxy off of the right foot of Sebastian Leggett from the penalty spot right here. No doubt about it, too. Short lead up, which I like. Doesn't give you a lot of time for air. Quick, good rhythm. Steps right into it. Catches the goalkeeper going the wrong way.
It's also harder to read by the keeper, isn't it, on the short one?
Exactly, and now the Galaxy, I don't want to say they can let off the gas pedal because that certainly is not true, but at least they can breathe a little easier right now with a 2-goal lead.
Villarreal will just knock this the length of the field. Sosa will collect.
We, as you would imagine, have to have at least an extra minute, if not 2, of added time onto extra time. And I say that because of everything that's gone on the field.
We're told 2 minutes of added time here, 2 minutes. It'll come near side. Long ball to the top of the area. Barboa will run it down. Romney defending on the play. Played back in. Leonardo does well and cleared away again by Mendiola.
Boy, for how often you called Barboa's name in probably the first 50 minutes, 55 minutes of this match, you've probably only called it maybe 3 times since then.
Yes. And they were in a good position, right, in the second half?
And if you think about it, for Barboa, their leading scorer, with the exception of getting his name on the score sheet, he certainly did not live up to the billing that I was expecting as him being their leading scorer and the guy that has some pedigree that he has.
You expect the game we played around him, right?
Yeah, and I expected him to see the ball more. I expected him to at least create more. And we didn't see any of that really tonight. He got fortunate that De La Garza missed on a header, and he capitalized on the opportunity.
We will keep it here as the teams will switch sides. And we'll go another 15 minutes here to decide this one. with the Galaxy on top 3-1. Cheeky goal made it 2-1. The correct call for the penalty, making it 3-1.
Yep. I mean, the La Máquina players, I've got to say they do have a case on the second goal. By the rules, they do not have a case, but kind of by the unwritten rules of the game, in the sense that Villarreal was down, being attended to probably 8 yards or less from the ball inside the area. So you're thinking, all right, we're going to wait till this guy gets back up onto his feet.
Right.
And kind of everyone, puts themselves in the spots that they want to be in.
And the ball's being moved around, towards the spot.
Yeah, and then let's see how the free kick plays out. But that wasn't the case. And you have to say, hats off to Baggio Husidic. He didn't get caught up in all that, and he's, because the referee could have easily blown it dead as soon as Baggio played the ball. He could have blown it dead and said, no. We're kind of letting everyone get into their spot. Let Villarreal get back up onto his feet.
And by the look of the replay, the official didn't seem surprised.
No.
Right?
No.
He didn't seem surprised. But as soon as the ball went into play, he pointed as the ball was in play.
Yep.
Even
though he was in the mix of all those bodies standing right there.
Boy, this reminds me of a play when I was a kid. And the New York Cosmos came to San Diego to play the San Diego Sockers. And back then, the overtime period was sudden death in the old NASL. The Sockers thought they had scored a goal. They're leaving the field. And the referee had pointed offside. The Cosmos go back down to an open goal and win the game and leave.
With nobody on the field.
Nobody in goal. Alan Mayer back then was the goalkeeper, was going nuts. Let's take a look at that second one. It officially goes to David Romney, but
right now
certainly engineered by Baggio Husidic.
Yeah, he's down for the game winner right now. And Romney, of course, a fantastic story, a guy that came out of obscurity last year to become a part of Los Dos LA Galaxy 2 and then made his way into the first team. But there's Husidic. And the referee, see the hands up right there saying, fine, play. Be interesting what the headlines are going to read tomorrow.
Yeah. They'll be creative.
Yeah.
For sure. 3-1 Galaxy right now, and the second extra time period is underway. Leonardo with the clearance, not far enough. Pinedo. Now it'll be knocked forward, trying to find Madrigal. It'll be cleared away. Leggett is there. Didn't expect to get this much work, I think, Sebastian. But he's done well.
And clearly now at this point, Joe, it's on the Galaxy to not get involved in any of the head games, to not get tangled up with players and risk injury.
Husidic will take the restart. He'll find McBean. This will be cleared out of play over the near side touch by Paniagua.
You can see the La Máquina players. They're not holding back on tackles right now. They're chasing and shirt tugging and not really holding back on going in at some of the ankles of the Galaxy players. Probably a lot of it frustration.
Villarreal does well to win the corner kick here. And if you're on the Galaxy side at this point, you want to knock the ball around, make them run a little bit more, take the spirit away from them, right?
Yep, let the ball do the work.
McBean on the short corner will play it back out. Romney. Husidic. Mendiola. And Raul. He'll get past his defenders and take it towards the end line. Keeping possession all along, doing well. And the Galaxy just want to knock the ball around. McBean.
Good composure on the ball, not sticking in one point too much to allow the La Máquina players to collapse on the ball.
He'll get the throw-in out of this. And what you want to do is be safe, right? That was close to being a counter back the other way.
I'm sure there's some heavy legs out there for a few of the Galaxy guys that have gone from the opening whistle too, though. AJ De La Garza in that bunch.
This is good for Leggett. Runs into his defender, unfortunately, there. And Ramirez. Here's Pinedo. They'll have to build out of the back, try to get some numbers forward. They have some space here towards midfield. Paniagua. He'll get it back. And not to put the cart before the horse, we're not going to find out here tonight who the Galaxy would play next. We'll find out Thursday when there's either a resetting or a draw, right? A redraw of the teams.
Exactly.
Good ball over the top, Barboa. He'll run onto this one, tries to square it towards the middle of the box, finds De La Garza, who takes a knock here. He comes up limping. It's going to be okay, though. Corner kick. 19th minute of extra time. Ball intended for Ramirez and cleared out of play. Goal kick here for Clement Diop.
Ramirez with a decent look on the back post off that service. Had Leonardo in the area as well, trying to make it difficult on the La Máquina center back.
Diop. McBean can't get on the end of it. It's a foot race in for him and Ramirez able to touch it back to his goalkeeper, Sosa. There'll be another throw in here for the Galaxy.
Joe, some other scores around the Open Cup. Of course, these next couple days, today and tomorrow, a ton of matches with the MLS teams hopping into the fray. Colorado getting past the switchbacks. RSL had to go to penalties against the Wilmington Hammerheads to move on. And in the lone MLS versus MLS teams up in the Pacific Northwest, Portland knocks the San Jose Earthquakes out. So second straight year the Earthquakes knocked out by an MLS club.
Here's Leggett now to McBean. Was he brought down in the area? The referee says no. We'll continue.
No, I think he said yes, he was, but I'm not going to give it to you.
That's probably what he did say. He looked at the spot, looked at the scoreboard, and said continue. Romney all the way back to his keeper, Diop. And this will come into the stands.
Between David Romney and Daniel Steres, Galaxy have two really good young defenders that I think are going to be important pieces going forward. Not just this season, but for the next few seasons.
I agree with you. There's an attempt towards goal blocked by Sordo. Steres has had a very nice first year with the MLS club.
Also helps when you're playing with a Belgian international standing right next to you.
That helps a little bit,
who doesn't seem to be afraid of anything.
That's true.
Of course, talking about Jelle Van Dam.
Diop again punting in the midfield. In the meantime, De La Garza is still trying to shake that knock he took a few minutes ago. Another throw in here for La Máquina. 22 minutes in to extra time.
So really about 95, 97 minutes of solid play from La Máquina on the night.
They played well. They really, there weren't many times that they got caught out of their game plan.
True.
You know, I'm trying to think about it. They stayed within.
It didn't try and do too much. Didn't try and overpower the Galaxy in a case of we'll show you how good we are.
Right.
They just they touched the ball around. They were patient. They tried to get it to the guys who were influential. I mean, you could ask a lot of questions. What would this game have been like if there was no red card? What would this game have been like if Rosendo Castro, the other valuable central midfielder, did not go off from the tackle that produced the red card?
Good ball by McBean, finding Leggett. Mendiola making the run with McBean. Leggett still with it. He'll take it right, fires away, and just wide of the far post. Goal kick.
You have to love that confidence, though, from Sebastian Leggett. I think that's one of the things that makes him a great attacking player, not just here in Open Cup tonight, but in Major League Soccer. He always has a nose for goal. He's always looking to take defenders on. Even to a fault probably at times when you're thinking, just hold the ball, let's keep possession. But he has a nose for goal, and he has a nose for attacking in the right way, I think.
I agree with you. And going back to your earlier comment regarding the addition with the players that came over, Gerard, Dos Santos, Leggett, the one that we continue to, everybody forgets about that because the headline players that came over.
Right.
The upside by Sebastian Leggett, the contribution by Sebastian Leggett since he's come to the Galaxy, certainly last year more than this year to this point. I'm sure Bruce Arena can hang his hat on that and be very happy about it.
And I would say the best is still yet to come.
Yep.
Not just this season, but going forward in a Galaxy shirt for Sebastian Leggett.
I agree. Villarreal here for the Galaxy. He has a goal on the night. He opened the scoring for LA. Leggett. He'll go right side now. Sordo returning the service. Leggett doing all the work. He'll take it in on goal. Out comes Sosa. Leggett firing, and this time he finds the back of the net for his second goal of the night as the Galaxy go up 4-1. And you see players fall to their knees now, cramping up, exhausted.
Leggett, fresh still at this point in the match, even though he was a second half substitute, you could just see the difference. He's just running by guys. Started it with the possession himself, plays it out wide, gets the return pass, and then a cool, calm finish as he tucks it in with the left foot. Look at him, the patience here. He knew exactly where he was going to go to beat Sosa in that left corner. And the second on the night pretty much is the nail in the coffin. La Máquina, no más.
Trainer comes out to take a look. Sosa still having discussions with the official. Certainly there are bad feelings here. As they continue to work on the defender in front there, on the cramping.
Well, it's understandable.
Yeah,
I mean,
on this side, you see the same thing. If our camera can pan over, Mendiola stretching out as well.
And if you were a La Máquina player, there was no way you could anticipate that you were going to have to go 120 minutes here tonight. Yes, you could talk about it. Hey, we could fight with them being the Galaxy all the way through 90 minutes and maybe get into extra time and see what we can do. But in terms of the realm of possibility, I don't think many of them thought that was really a possibility.
Yeah, I have to think that the overwhelming thought was, let's go in there, let's stick to our game plan, let's not get embarrassed, and see what happens. Maybe we can steal a goal, right?
And they did all those things.
Right.
They did all those things. Stuck to their game plan, saw if they could see what would happen. They snuck a goal in.
Yep.
In the 23rd or in the 28th minute through Barboa, their leading goal scorer, his 5th of the competition. He had 2, both of them in the 2-0 win against LA Wolves FC to get him here to this spot.
Here's the corner, knocked down by McBean. The attempt towards goal will be out. And a goal kick here, 27th minute.
And by the way, Victor Vasquez still off back behind the La Máquina goal. So for the moment, both teams at 10 apiece on the field. With just about 3 minutes left here in this second 15 minutes of extra time.
Diop in the midfield. This will be knocked down towards the near side of Roscoe. Vasquez, Paniagua, I should say, will play left side.
But you know, these players will have an opportunity to tell their friends, tell their family members. Probably if some of them if they have young kids now and those kids get older, they'll be able to tell them.
They have a controversy also to tell about.
That's
right?
true. It'll be a great story, and it'll only get bigger through the years, I would imagine,
yes,
Joe.
It will.
If it's anything like the stories I tell.
And I don't blame him. It's great. Mendiola, good run here. He'll find McBean. Jack back to the top of the area. Leggett, Husidic this time. Back post looking for Jack McBean, and it'll skip out of play. I think Jack stopped his run there.
He did. And I to me, it looks like, you know, there's a couple of players in between thoughts. Jack's probably thinking, let's just keep the possession. The game is 4-1. We don't need to push.
And Husidic wants to reward him, right?
Husidic, Leggett are thinking, let's get one more.
That's interesting, right? You look at two veterans of the top flight looking for one more, and the youngster coming along.
Excellent point.
Right?
Yes.
Leggett on possession now. He'll turn it around. He'll find Husidic. 29 minutes into extra time. And this time it'll be cleared away. After this one, the Galaxy then mind themselves back onto MLS matters.
Yeah, nice little two and a half week break here.
Yeah.
Guys to rest up. Obviously still without what? Still without Keane, still without Giassi Zardes.
Yeah, he's doing well with the U.S. national team. This is offside.
Sure is.
Robbie Keane's Ireland probably thought they deserved a 1-0 win. It didn't happen. On the own goal, that they had to share the points with Sweden. But we'll be keeping our eye on our Galaxy players that are playing internationally. But it's back to Toronto this week. MLS play for the Galaxy on the road Saturday. Gerard Dos Santos and the rest of the crew
You'll get a
be
great
ready to go.
You'll get a great look at the remodeled BMO Field up there. Added even more seats to make it an even louder, tougher place to play for visiting teams.
Leonardo will collect this one in the final moments as the Galaxy will put a bow on this one. It went further than they would have liked, for sure. But ultimately, it's about getting the win, and sometimes you have to tip your cap to your opponent for giving everything they had. This is a good ball for Leggett. Leggett has 2 on the night. He'll play it back. Villarreal knocks it into the area, cleared out. We have reached time. And our referee has officially whistled the end of this one. As the Galaxy have to go 120, but they get a 4-1 win over La Máquina.
And if you had Dave Romney with your game winner, you win the jackpot.
Yes, you do.
A little tougher than the Galaxy probably wanted to make it on themselves on a Tuesday night here at the StubHub Center, but more importantly, they are moving on to the next round of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. And again, Joe, 4-1 the scoreline, not indicative of really how close this game was, but it is a W at the end of the night. And a little tip of the cap to La Máquina, the team from Santa Ana, California, down the freeway, coming up here and showing well against a professional team like the LA Galaxy of Major League Soccer. They have nothing to hang their heads about.
Galaxy move on. La Máquina's run has come to an end. 4-1 the final. We'll come back with highlights right after these. Everybody breathing a sigh of relief here at StubHub Center. Those that are Galaxy fans that were here tonight as LA Galaxy's pushed to extra time, 120 minutes in a 4-1 win against La Máquina in the 4th round of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. As we talked about, a tip of the cap to the visitors, right?
Absolutely a tip of the cap, but I think more importantly, we had some questions coming into the night talking about the depth of this Galaxy team. We saw Bruce Arena look to that depth, and it provided some sparks here tonight. Back into the first half, Jose Villarreal got the scoring going to make it 1-0. Back post service off the chest and bounces in. And then this coming in the 17th minute. Really could have been just a terrible moment, Joe, for the Galaxy. Straight red card to Rafael Garcia. And actually, you give credit to La Máquina because they would make it pay off. It was about 5.5 minutes later. AJ De La Garza misplays that ball back for Diop. And there's the leading goal scorer for La Máquina, Edwin Borboa. there to tuck it home. And all of a sudden, I think what Galaxy fans were on hand here tonight are thinking, uh-oh, we've got ourselves a game here tonight. Fast forward into the first of the two 15-minute extra times, and the Galaxy quickly take advantage after Villarreal was tripped up at the edge of the area. And then I guess the rest was the Sebastian Lletget show. A couple of finishes from him to conclude your 4-1 scoreline, including that one from the penalty spot. Still hasn't opened his goal-scoring account this year in Major League Soccer, but maybe this will be just the catalyst to get him going for the rest of the Major League Soccer season with a couple of goals here tonight.
Yeah, he had a good game. He really did coming on the second half. It was something the Galaxy had missed, that spark that he brought to the match here. And next up for the Galaxy, we talked about it in the play-by-play, is that we're going to have to wait. We'll have to wait to find out later on in the week as they, I guess, redraw or reset.
Yeah, and I think it'll be more telling the next match. Will tell you how invested in this competition Bruce Arena and the Galaxy are, as we've probably seen if you're an avid watcher of the Galaxy and you followed this team for a long time. They really haven't had a long, successful run in the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup for a long time. You think about 2005 was the last time that they won this competition, won it again previously before that in 2002. But that's a long time. That's a decade where they, and I don't think they've even made a final after that. They haven't been a semifinal or a final after that, if my memory serves me correctly. So, but when you think about, because remember, the Galaxy would love to have the automatic bid into the CONCACAF Champions League that comes with winning the U.S. Open Cup.
Yeah.
So why not put a little more energy, a little more resources into this tournament? And in particular, as it starts to pare down and you have less and less teams, then you have more at stake and more really to win, more to get out of winning this competition. So being at the oldest tournament, I've never always understood why coaches pull back, but then I bet coaches would be the first to tell you, well, if we want to play well in CONCACAF Champions League, we want to have a good run in MLS Cup, you can only have so many matches on the legs of certain guys, and so you have to kind of pick and choose your spots, and I think more often than not, the Open Cup's the odd man out.
And having integrated now with USL and having the two teams, right, the minor league team and the academies that are now providing those players, we're getting to a point now where you might be able to manage the three tournaments.
Absolutely, and especially, you know, when you have guys like a Jeff Laurentowicz, you have guys like an Alan Gordon, a Baggio Husidic, who are veteran players where they're not necessarily always going to see the minutes in Major League Soccer games. So this is a perfect opportunity to keep them match fit, to keep them, you can, I think players will tell you all the time, Joe, you can train all you want, you can match up against Gerard and Dos Santos and Keane in training, but it's a different animal once you roll out the ball and there's another team of guys you don't know with the opposite color jersey standing out there. It's just a different mindset, a different tempo to the game, and you can't always simulate that in training. So for guys like Alan Gordon and Jeff Lerner, it's great for them to get a run out here tonight, get some minutes, some hard running out there, and some touches on the ball in the midst of a game that really meant something.
And so with that, the Galaxy were pushed, but they do prevail. Goals from Villarreal, Romney, 2 from Sebastian Lletget. They win in extra time by a score of 4-1 over La Máquina. For Mark Rogandino, my pleasure, my friend. Thank you for joining me tonight.
Absolutely wonderful night. We've been around this team for a long time. It's like family. It was great being on with you.
And for our entire LA Galaxy broadcast crew, Joe Tutino saying so long from StubHub Center. I'll talk to you with Kobe Jones from Toronto Saturday on Time Warner Cable Sportsnet. I hope you join us then. But for now, 4-1 Galaxy over La Máquina. Good night.